Counsel, case number 465 on the calendar in the matter of Hulse versus Hummel. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mr. Hulse, it is your claim that the defendant sold you a horse that you specifically requested be a tame horse because the horse was for your father.
Yes.
That turned out to be a wild horse.
Exactly.
That couldn't be ridden.
No.
And Mr. Hummel says you don't get a refund. You had an opportunity to ride the horse. Must be something wrong with your riding ability.
Probably.
Is that right, sir?
Yep. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am is better than yep. How long have you been in the horse business, Mr. Hummel?
I'm not really in the horse business. I have a small ranch that we use horses for lots of different things. We hunt and do a lot of trail riding on the horses. The horses are ridden by a lot of people, young people, people that can't ride very well.
How many horses do you have?
Right now, I have 6 horses.
And at the time Mr. Hulse bought his horse, how many horses did you have?
7 horses.
And why were you selling?
Well, because I needed some money. It was getting close to Christmas, and I needed some money.
Okay. Did you put an ad in the paper?
I put an ad on a local website.
Okay. Can I see a copy of the ad, please?
Yes. The title says well-broke horses.
For sale, well-broke horses. Prices vary. Okay. So you were selling 5 of your horses?
That's correct.
Did you sell all 5?
No.
How many horses did you sell?
Thus far, I've sold 3 of them.
Well, my math isn't that great, as Bert can attest, but if you have 6 horses now and you had 7 horses then and you sold 3...
I picked up a couple more horses, though.
So you bought some more?
Yep.
When did you buy the other horses, sir?
About a week ago.
From where?
From a friend of mine.
Okay. Now, what did you want a horse for, Mr. Hulse?
Some of my friends and I have gone in on some horses. My dad was looking to join our little group and buy another horse to ride. He's totally inexperienced.
How old is your father?
55.
A baby. So he's an inexperienced rider, and you want him to have a
Yes,
easy
and a
horse.
little bit heavier, so we wanted a stout horse.
Tell me what happened when you answered the ad.
I called Greg on the 10th of December around 12 o'clock. Told him I was interested to come out that day and look at some horses. He said he'd have some saddled and ready by 2 o'clock. So Ryan and I went to his ranch, and we said we were looking for a horse that was on the lower end of the $1,000 to $1,500 range. He showed us 2 horses that were in that range. He told us that Angel, the horse we ended up getting, was on the lower end of that range because she didn't have papers.
Where did you get this horse from?
From a buddy in Cleveland, Utah.
When?
Quite some time ago. I can't tell you the exact time. I've had the horse for quite a while.
Well, years. Give me some idea.
Close to a year.
Well, that's not so long, sir.
No.
What's the person's name that you bought the horse from?
Richard.
How much did you pay for the horse?
I paid $900 for the horse.
Now, the other horse that you showed the plaintiff, where did you get that horse from?
Same person.
When?
Same time.
So you bought the 2 horses together?
That's correct.
How much did you pay for the second horse?
The same.
Did you buy any of your other horses from Mr.
Yeah, but what's this have to do with this horse?
I ask the questions, you answer the questions.
Of course I have.
Are any of the other 6 horses that are now in your possession horses that you bought from Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
All of them.
So you bought all your horses from Mr.
Yes, he's a very close friend, and we ride a lot together.
Did you ride the horse, Mr. Hulse?
Yes.
And is your father about your stature?
No.
Is he larger or smaller?
He's heavier and shorter.
So you were satisfied. Now, what happened after you bought the horse?
We paid Greg the money that day. The next morning, around 9 o'clock, Ryan and I went to trailer the horse. And the horse took us about 2 hours to get her in the trailer. She acted like she'd never seen a trailer before. By that time, Greg had already cashed our check, and we tried calling him a few times to let him know the problem. We couldn't get a hold of him.
Well, I don't understand. Didn't you go back
That's
to
not
where
true.
the horse was?
Yes.
Where was he?
He wasn't there.
Was that work?
He gave us permission to go get it. He knew he wasn't going to be there.
So you called him?
Yes.
And what did he say when you called him?
He didn't answer. We finally got the horse in. We cajoled her with some oats and stuff, and then dropped her off at our field. And then Monday, we tried to saddle her. And
Now, when you went to view this horse for the first time on the 10th of December, did you tell Mr. Hummel what you wanted the horse for?
yes,
What did you tell him?
I told him that my dad was going to be making the purchase and that he has no experience, and so we need just a leisure horse that anybody can ride.
Okay. Now, I see that you have a video.
I do.
I'd like to see it, please.
Your Honor, may I make a comment on this video?
Yeah,
while
tell me
watch
who
it?
you are.
My name's Adam Marriott. I'm one of the riders in the video. just like to say a few things as we watch it.
Are you a friend of his? Is that what you...
I am, yeah. You see here Ryan right here, he's the rider right now, going up to the horse, and she pins her ears back, which means she's angry, and then obviously you can see she kicks. That could be dangerous. I mean, we're about to put up a beware of horse sign in front of the pasture.
Judge, can I say something, or is it just their turn?
No, it's their turn.
Okay, as we saddle the horse, he has to hold her head really tight or else she'll turn around and bite us. And so we put it on pretty gently, and here she goes, trying to stomp on us and rear up a little bit. So we ride about 10 paces, try to turn her head very gently, she starts bucking. You see I'm swaying with her just to stay on. And here she goes, she rears up.
Okay, and that was you riding the horse?
That was me riding.
Are you an experienced rider, sir?
I am.
Okay, now it's your turn.
Okay, when they came over to my ranch, we saddled up 2 horses. I had an inexperienced employee of mine get on the horse first, rode the horse around. They got on the horse, him and those 2, and rode off my property away from the herd. If a horse is going to act up, it's going to be during that time period when you pull it away from a herd.
How do you account, sir, for that kind of behavior?
Okay, let me finish. They rode the horse off my property for quite some time. They came back and said, we want this horse.
I understand that that's what you're saying, sir. I understand.
I can get a horse to do that. It looks like they're inexperienced people. And maybe, I don't know what they've done to the horse. It's an animal. It's a living thing. It's not a machine. The horse never acted like that prior. I've had little kids on the horse, inexperienced people on the horse, and they rode the horse.
When did you first contact Mr. Hummel and tell him that you were having difficulty with the horse?
3 days. I have my phone log right here showing the cell phone that matches the ad. It's highlighted. 3 days after we purchased the horse. He told us the horse was in heat, that it was away from the herd, it needed to calm down. He kept referring to the horse as a sweetheart. But, I mean, she just progressively got worse. And we gave him a week. I just believed him for a week.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
There's something fishy with regard to your story about where you get all your horses and when you bought them.
Why is that fishy?
Because I could tell from your gait, sir. That's what I do for a living. I can tell when somebody's not telling me the whole truth.
And later today,
my daughter was involved in a murder. There was 3 involved in the crime. She was a driver of a getaway car, so she got 18 years.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Jeremy Hull says fellow horse owner Greg Hummel sold him a horse that had not been broken.
Okay. When you called him again and said that her behavior hadn't changed, what did he say?
He just was saying, what do you want me to do? What do you want from me? And so I said, I want my money
I want
back.
you to take your horse back.
Yeah. No. She's not well broke. He accused me of calling him a liar and wanted me to call back and apologize to him.
Well, he's not telling the truth. I offered him another horse out of the 7. I said, come and bring the horse back.
He offered Rose.
For what? Let me finish. He's had quite a bit of time.
Absolutely.
We sat there and saddled those horses up right in front of him.
I understand that, sir. I'm not calling you a liar.
No, no.
I'm not suggesting that you... Listen to me. I'm not calling you a liar at this moment. I don't believe everything that you're telling me about your friend in Utah with the horses, because I can tell when somebody is not telling me the whole truth. There's something strange about that, and I'm not exactly sure what it is, but there's something peculiar about it. But I'm not accusing you of doing anything before they arrive. Put your hand down.
I'm sorry.
Don't you notice that I see you?
Yes,
I'm in the middle of talking.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not accusing you of doing anything, sir. He may accuse you of maybe giving this horse a little something to calm it down while he was there. I didn't say that at all. All I'm suggesting is there's something fishy with regard to your story about where you get all your horses and when you bought them.
Why is that fishy?
Because I could tell from your gait, sir. That's what I do for a living. I've been doing it for 35 years. I can tell when somebody's not telling me the whole truth, Mr. Hummel. And whatever else you did today with regard to your story about where you got the horses from, when you got the horses, what you paid for them, and how long you've had them, something isn't quite right. I don't have to necessarily figure out what that is because it's not particularly relevant to this lawsuit. I understand what you're telling me, that they came, that they saddled up the horses, that they rode off of your property, that the horse behaved reasonably on your property, that they came back the next day. The next day when they came back, they found that there was slight difficulty with the horse, getting the horse into a trailer. But that's a possible problem with most horses. They don't like to go into trailers. It's a confined space. They finally got it in. Practically immediately, they called and said to you, listen, we answered an ad for a well-broken horse. I am an experienced rider of horses, and I can't ride them. And certainly, my father can't ride them. So since you were aware, Mr. Hummel, that this horse was being purchased for a particular purpose, You have two choices. Either you say, listen, let the buyer beware. You buy a horse, you take it as you find it, and you're stuck with it. Or a horse must have a warranty, in this case, that it could be ridden, and it could be ridden by someone who is inexperienced and not a good rider. And clearly, based upon what I saw, that's not a possibility. So you're getting your horse back, Mr. Hummel. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,100, which is what you paid. Is that right?
Yes.
Bring him back his horse. That's all.
Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
They rode the horse off my property. Obviously, the guy, maybe his wife said he couldn't have the horse.
He wasn't man enough to deal with the horse and our problems in the first place.
I'm an experienced horseman. I've been through a fire science program.
It's crazy. We have 5 other horses, and they're a dream.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Stewart versus Marshall. Step forward, please.
Electrician Terry Stewart is suing her daughter, 28-year-old nurse's assistant Amy Marshall, for a loan to pay off a bingo hall fine.
Miss Stewart, this is your daughter?
Yes.
You look very much alike. Do you know that?
Yep.
One day you're going to wake up, 10 years from now, you're going to look in the mirror and you're going to say, when did I become my mother? You say your daughter owes you some money for a loan.
Yes.
A loan that you made a couple of years ago.
Yes.
Your daughter says that it was not a loan, it was a Christmas gift. You made a Christmas gift to one of your other children, and you take care of one of your other children, so she doesn't understand why you're suing her. Right?
Right.
When did you make this loan, and what was it for, Miss Stewart?
I took out a loan for my daughter when she had called me and asked me because she had...
Give me the date.
The date was 2002.
Do you remember what month in 2002?
December.
Tell me, to the best of your recollection, what the telephone conversation was.
She called me and asked me for a loan. For the reason is because she owed a lawyer some money.
What did she owe a lawyer money for?
She had bounced a check for $40. Somehow it just got out of hand, and a lawyer got a hold of the check because it was a bingo hall, and a bingo hall won't hold on to it too long. So they took her to court, and they said that it was supposed to owe them $800. And so she goes, Mom, I'm going to have to go to jail if I don't pay the $800.
So she gave somebody a bad check?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Long story short, it ended up being a bad check, yes.
I like to cut to the chase because I have other things to do today. So your daughter was arrested for bounced check?
I was never arrested.
But you were threatened with arrest unless you made good on this check?
Right.
So you called your mother?
Yes.
And what did you say to your mother when you called her?
I told her I was going to end up going to court for the check, but the lawyer was willing to settle, so I needed the money right away to pay the lawyer.
And how much did you tell her you needed?
I don't remember offhand.
She asked for $1,500 because she needed $800 to pay for the lawyer, and she wanted $700 to help her with the children for Christmas.
And what did you say?
And I said I would co-sign because this started out to be a co-sign thing, but then I couldn't co-sign. I had to take the loan out in my own name. And I had asked her, if I do this, please don't renege on the loan.
So you took out a loan?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
The thing of it is, she helps my sister out every single day. She takes care of her kids. She gives her money. She goes to see her. She was going every week for the first couple years to see her. She drives right by my house.
Your sister's in jail?
Yes.
What is she incarcerated for?
I don't know exactly.
I do. My daughter was involved in a murder,
a robbery?
Yes, a mass armed robbery. And there was 3 involved in the crime. She was a driver of a getaway car, so she got 18 years.
Who takes care of her children?
I do.
How old are her children?
8, 7, and Trinity will be 5. I've had Trinity since she was a day old.
Because my sister didn't want her. Yep. I know.
How old are you?
28.
You have children?
Yes, I do.
How many?
3.
Are you married?
Yes, I am. To the father of my 2 younger children.
How long have you been married?
Almost 6 years.
So what are you so mad at your mother about? Because she takes care of your sister's 3 children and she goes to visit your sister?
And she goes right by my house to go see her. She doesn't stop. She actually works with my husband. And I've seen her at my husband's work. She never knows so much as a hi. She walks right by me.
Why?
I don't know.
What do you think she's angry about?
This is anger way before this loan. I hadn't seen her for almost 6 years. She wasn't around for any of my kids' births. She wasn't around for my wedding. Wasn't around for my graduation. Nothing.
Where were you?
Where was I? I was told I wasn't allowed to see her by her father. I wasn't allowed to talk to them. She knows this.
Were you raised by your father?
Yes, my father and his wife. But I moved out when I was 20.
Finally, after 7 years, her husband told her that she should look me up, and she did. And she called me, and we started talking.
Okay. Miss Marshall, I read your answer. And what your answer says was these were gifts. Well, clearly you've acknowledged today, even though you may not recognize it, that this was a loan. And what it appears to me is that you're angry because your mother has taken on the burden and the responsibility of your sister's children, and she has neglected you. And so you feel as if you're entitled to this. The law doesn't work that way. Your mother took out a loan because you called and asked her to take out a loan.
Right.
You paid her back some of it.
Yep.
Right?
Yes, I did.
So it's unfortunate for your mother that she's had to take on the responsibility of raising 3 children until they're grown.
May I stop? I also have an 8-year-old son of my own.
So now you have 4 children.
Yes.
Who helps you take care of the children?
My mother does.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother.
How much do you owe your mother?
I made 4 payments. That was $400. And I gave her my big screen TV. She gave me $300 cash for it, and $500 was supposed to be towards that loan. So that's $900 towards the loan that was paid.
No, the $500 we begin with, it's the first time she got $500 from me for my taxes. So I gave her $500, and then when they were selling the great big screen TV, I said, I'll give you $300 because I knew they needed some money, but you still owe me the $500 towards the taxes that you borrowed from me. So this will set it straight.
Does that sound familiar?
No. It was supposed to go towards that loan.
Well, you people have to keep better records. How many payments did your daughter make to you in cash for this loan? I'm not talking about television. I'm not talking about anything else. How much?
$800 in cash she paid towards that loan.
Okay, good. You don't see her children.
She wouldn't let me see my grandchildren.
Why don't you stop by her house when you go to visit your daughter?
I didn't know where she lived. Somebody else had to tell me where she lived.
You have any objection to your mother stopping by and seeing the children?
No, I don't. I encourage it. I want to see my nieces, too.
We can do that.
Well, why don't you do that? Why don't you do that on Sunday?
That's when she usually goes to see my sister.
Why don't you do that on Sunday?
I don't.
What time do you go to visit your daughter?
I leave about 10 o'clock in the morning.
And what time do you get back?
About 9 o'clock at night.
That's a long day.
I take my mom to see her handicapped brother, which my mom is handicapped, so I take her when I go to see my daughter so my mom can see her brother.
Oh, my goodness. Why don't you make time on the weekend?
Yes.
To go to see your daughter with her 3 nieces who she would like to see, visit your grandchildren, spend an hour.
I can do that. I miss my grandchildren. I can do that.
And I miss my mother. You know, I actually, the day before I got these papers, I actually called her to reconcile.
She did.
You know, and I don't know why I always have to be the one that calls her.
Well, you shouldn't be.
I shouldn't.
All right, let's make arrangements to do it on Sunday.
We can do that.
Okay? Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $700. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Come to order. All rise. Now, this is case number 39 on the calendar in the matter of Bishop versus Schultz. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Sir, have a seat, please.
Mrs. Bishop, you and your family were renters in a 4-unit complex, according to what I read in your complaint. The other 3 apartments or condos were occupied by owners.
Right.
And it is your claim that the defendants did several things. First, they told untruths to the cooperative association and therefore your landlord.
Yes.
Causing you to be evicted.
Yes.
And next, you allege that the defendants, one or both of them, put needles in your laundry which got into your baby's pajamas, which caused injury to the baby.
But...
Shh, shh. And you want to be compensated.
Yes, ma'am.
I assume that they did not put any needles in your laundry on purpose. If needles got into the laundry because Mrs. Schultz is a diabetic,
Yes.
does use needles.
No.
No.
Doesn't use needles.
No.
Okay, interesting. And in addition, that whatever statements they made to the landlord, your landlord, were true, and if you were evicted, it was because of your own conduct. That's their defense. I just want to check something. Well, I'm reading your answer, Mr. Schultz, and your answer says, my wife is diabetic, and when the plaintiff's husband brought the lancets to me...
There's a difference between lancets and needles.
Oh, okay, lancets.
Okay, yes.
So I used the wrong word.
Used
Lancets.
Lancets.
When plaintiff's husband brought lancets to me, he said he found them in the washer. My wife is diabetic, but they did not look like the lancets my wife used. So we're using a different term.
Right,
Needles,
right. Well, there is
lancets.
a difference between lancets and needles.
Okay. When did you move in, Mrs. Bishop, with your family?
August of '03.
And how many members were there in your family?
3, myself, my husband, and my baby.
How old is your baby?
1 year and 4 months.
Did you have trouble with Mr. and Mrs. Schultz or any of the other neighbors when you moved in?
Just the Schultz. No, the other neighbors were very kind and friendly, normal neighbors.
What happened with Mr. and Mrs. Schultz?
I think the first month or two was fine. We were friends.
Well, actually, it was...
I didn't ask you anything yet.
Mr. Schultz was very kind and helpful, showing us where the things were, telling us how things ran around there, like he was the
That was the
landlord.
first month or two?
First month or two. I understood from the neighbor in number 2, Tammy.
Don't tell me anything that a neighbor told you.
Okay, I understood she needed a kidney. So I went up and offered her a kidney and asked her what blood type she was. She said she was blood type AB. And we
But
talked
I'm
about
not.
it.
So, it's good.
To my best recollection. Anyways.
Go ahead.
So, just things started happening where the laundry problems. They parked in a, his truck is very big, it's a Bronco, and it's blocked our space. When we moved in, we asked him several times to please move it. We can't get our car in the garage. Here's a violation that was written on my car because his car was parked in my space, so I had to scoot my car over the line. So I was ticketed because they called on me after we asked him to move the car and complained to the landlord.
Mr. Schultz, did you and the plaintiff and or her husband ever have a conversation with... Could you stand up and take your hand off your hip?
I'm sorry?
Did you and the plaintiff or her husband ever have a conversation with regard to your truck encroaching on their parking space?
No, not...
Never.
No.
Never.
No.
Your Honor?
No.
And actually...
However, excuse me, Your Honor, however, though, I did quite a few times ask them if they could move their car over because I couldn't get into my car, and she is...
Now, just one second.
Okay.
So there was a problem.
There was a problem.
Now, when there was a problem, it was because their car was parked too close to the line, yet their car was parked within their lines. But you have a very large car, and in order for you to get in and out of your spot, you wanted them to move their car further over.
To the other line.
I understand. Your wife is answering the question, sir. I mean, you know, I understand. She understands what I'm saying. You may want to give me a lot of baloney, but I'm not going to tolerate it. You asked them to move their car to the other side because you have a very large car and it was difficult for you to get in and out of your car. Is that a fair statement?
That would be a fair statement.
That's a fair statement. Okay. And what I assume happened is you parked it as close to the line as you possibly could. Is that what you're telling me?
Not necessarily, but
Not necessarily. Let me see the pictures. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, sir.
There's a picture
I'm
of his
10 steps
Bronco,
ahead of you.
And here's the rules and regulations.
You know, fortunately, we all come to our jobs, Mr. Schultz, with a life's experience.
I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, well, in this case, you may not be. Let's get to the rest of the complaints that were made, because that's what you're alleging. Let's get there, and let's get there fast.
Okay.
And then we'll get to the Lancets.
Okay.
Your Honor?
What?
May I ask my witness to come up and explain?
Absolutely. Who are you?
I'm her husband, Brett Bishop.
Okay, do you have the complaints?
No, we do not have the complaints.
Well, then how am I supposed to adjudicate that
we
part of
were
your
not
claim?
able to get them from our landlord in time.
Well, then, yeah, I have to strike that part of your claim.
Okay, then I have nothing in that regard.
Good, fine. And let's get to the needles incident.
I went out to get the baby's laundry out of the dryer. And
When was this?
January 29th. And found needles in the dryer, and I came back in the house and called my husband, and he told me that they might be hers because she's diabetic.
Okay. Do you have any of them with you?
Yes.
And this was before you put any clothes on the baby?
No.
What do you mean, no?
They're similar of what the needles look like.
You see, what you state in your complaint is that your baby was uncomfortable, and the next morning you found needles in her pajamas. Then you went down to the laundry and you found needles. Now you tell me that on the 29th of January, you went down to the dryer and found needles in the dryer.
I got the needles out of the dryer, and I came back into the house and called the police.
Yes.
My husband came home at the same time.
Yes.
And he can pick it up from there.
The police officer went and spoke with Mrs. Schultz.
Listen to me. Were you there when the police officer spoke to Mrs. Schultz?
I was not in his presence. He spoke to her on her balcony. We waited in the house. He came down and told us what she said.
That's hearsay. I'll look at a police report if you have it.
Yeah, we have a police report. In that police report, she admits that the needles were hers.
Shh.
Sorry.
Now, according to the police report, I'm just telling you what the police report says.
Okay.
It says that you advised the police that the needles were left in your clothing by accident. I got it. What's next?
We have photographs of the needle, and we did not know that where the needle came from, where the scratches came from originally.
I don't know what scratches you're talking about, Matt. I have no clue as to what scratches you're talking about.
We found a needle later in my baby's diaper. After we phoned the police, we discovered that the scratches that were on her that were not on their
I have no idea what you're talking about, madam. I asked you, tell me about the incident involving the needles.
Okay.
And you told me on the 29th of January you found needles in the laundry. And now you're talking to me about scratches, and I have no clue as to what you're talking about.
On the 28th night, I put my baby to bed. In the morning when she woke up, my husband...
It was on the 9th.
Will you tell me?
On the 9th, we put our baby to bed. I usually put the baby to bed, and she had no scratches to her labia area. She was very fussy that night. We thought she was teething. The next morning when I got up to take her to the nanny, I noticed when I was changing her, she had a dirty diaper, so I wiped her up and I noticed that there were scratches to her vagina area. We have pictures.
What kind of diapers do you use?
Pampers.
Well, how could she have scratches to her vaginal area?
That's where we're getting at, is the whole reason why we're here is the needles that this lady put in our laundry somehow got into our baby's diaper, scratched up her labia. We have pictures to document that. We have pictures of the needles and the emergency room doctor.
We dug through the diaper pail.
Saw those.
We have a diaper pail we keep the diapers in, and after discussing with the officer and finding out the needles 2 weeks later that she had got scratched from, we assumed we better look through the old diapers that we keep in the pail, which we have pictures of the diaper pail and the needle in the dirty diaper. So that's how we didn't know where the scratches came from.
But you don't put diapers in the wash.
Shh. Push it.
So we put 2 and 2 together and took her to the emergency room, and they wrote the report that needles stick to the labia. And they did the HIV test on her, hepatitis testing. And
so what you're telling me is, I mean, I don't know what these pictures show, madam. You're showing me a picture of a dirty diaper with a blue needle in it. Is that what you're showing me you found?
Yes.
I don't believe you. I don't believe that 2 weeks later you kept dirty diapers in a pail.
The baby goes to the nanny Monday through Friday.
Let me explain something to you, madam. I do not believe that you kept dirty diapers in a pail from January 9th to January 30th. I don't believe it. It doesn't make sense. And if it doesn't make sense, it ain't true.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today...
I assume that you have a busy life. I want to know why you're suing him over swimsuit and shoes. I'm just curious that you took time out to file a lawsuit about your swimsuit and shoes.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Renee Bishop says her former condo neighbors, Michelle and Perry Schultz, put needles into a laundry dryer, causing injury to her baby. Renee also claims the Schultzes lied to the landlord and got her evicted.
I believe that you probably found a couple of her needles in the dryer. That's a possibility. And maybe you figured you could parlay that into something else, but I do not believe. And I'm not crazy about their attitude, especially his. I'm not sure about hers yet, but especially his. But if you think you're going to parlay that into a monetary award, you are wrong, because I do not believe this evidence, which is a 2-week-old diaper that you kept in a pail in her room and happened to open it up and found within the diaper that your husband said he changed on the 9th of January, a blue needle that he overlooked. I don't buy it.
It was
My problem is that 3 weeks later, or 2.5 weeks later, when you found this, you took your child to the emergency room? Mm-hmm. What date did you take the child to the emergency room?
The 29th. 29th.
So what you're telling me is you didn't see the problem on the 9th.
Yes, we did.
Well, show me what you did.
I took her to my doctor for shots. 2 days later, she had a date for shots. There's red marks on the buttocks.
Let me see. Let me see. 2 days later, let me see what the report says. Well, infant.
Red marks on buttock.
Red mark on buttock. That's not what your husband just told me. Your husband told me that she had needle punctures on her labia. Listen, What do you think? I was born yesterday. Your case is dismissed. They may have not been good neighbors, and they may have done a lot of things that were nasty to you, but you're not going to parlay that. My only problem is you did take the child 2.5 weeks later to an emergency room where somebody found a needle prick on the child. My question is, how did it get there 2.5 weeks later when it wasn't on the doctor's report 2 days after what you allege is the incident?
Because
that causes me a great deal of concern. Not from them, but from you. Your case is dismissed.
Your Honor,
Step out.
thank you, Honor.
Out. Thank you.
I didn't put the lancets in the washer or the dryer.
They just started turning psycho and messing with our cars, cutting our vehicles up, all kinds of stuff.
We've lived there 8 years, never had a problem with anybody until they moved in.
I think because they're just really jealous. Their kid's autistic, unfortunately.
So does that mean I'm jealous of every normal child in this world? I don't think so.
He used to tell us all the time, oh, you're so lucky to have a healthy baby. She's so beautiful. She's so this, she's so that. And I think there was a fine line between jealousy and hatred.
That's just a farce. I mean, they're just reaching, you know. Desperate people will do desperate things, you know, and they're desperate.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of McCullough versus Nelson's Nautilus. Step forward, please.
Student Renee McCullough is suing the owners of her gym, Preston Nelson and John Ashey, for breaking into her locker and selling her belongings. The men say Renee's locker dues were 6 months delinquent.
Ms. McCullough, you belong to the defendant's gym, according to your complaint, for about 9 years.
That's correct.
And then there came a time recently that you stopped going, about a year ago. And it is your claim that they clipped the lock off your locker after several months and got rid of your stuff. You want them to pay you $600 for what you claim was in the locker. When did you first rent your locker?
The first time I rented it was for a year. It was in November of 2001.
And how much was the rental on the locker for that year?
I paid $100. He gave me a break. I paid a year in advance.
Is that right?
That sounds correct.
Okay, $100 for the year. That was in 2001.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you pay in 2002? Is not an answer.
No.
Why not?
Because it was my understanding when I paid for my year in advance that it would be included in my automatic payment out of my bank, and in the event that it wasn't, that Preston would let me know.
Did you have that conversation with her?
I couldn't. I would say yes, I did. We could not find any paperwork to show that, and so I don't know where it all fell short, but I have no paperwork that would show that. Typically, it was a prepaid year only.
Okay. When did you stop going to the gym at all?
At approximately middle of 2002.
And when did you go back?
The end of July of 2003.
And when you went back in July of 2003, you found your locker opened?
Exactly.
Okay, well, you know, that's well over a year ago. What have you done the last year?
After I found out my lock had been cut off, I spoke to Mr. Ashby, and he said he had to speak to his wife to find out where my belongings were. He thought that they still had them on the premises. At that time, I found out that no, they were no longer there. I left a note with Mr. Ashby concerning, you know, I had quite a bit of belongings in that locker, and that if they would pay me for my swimsuit and my shoes, I would go away.
Do you work? I assume you do.
I did previous to this, yes.
What are you doing now?
I'm going back to school.
How do you support yourself?
Through my husband.
Oh, okay. So your family supports itself?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're going back to school. What I want to know is, I assume that you have a busy life. I want to know why you're suing him over swimsuit and shoes. I'm just curious. You took time out to file a lawsuit about your swimsuit and shoes.
It's the principle of the thing. I expect that if they run a business, that they need to comply with the laws that regulate the renting of areas.
Well, but the truth of the matter is, Ms. McCullough, from what you tell me, you didn't go back to the gym for almost a year. And during that period of time, the locker was really not paid for. You assumed that it was going to be paid for. You assumed that they would notify you in the event that it wasn't paid for. Have you lived in the same place
yes.
all the time? Well, what I don't understand, Mr. Nelson, quite frankly, is why couldn't you just send her a note? Drop her a note and say, listen, we're going to empty out your locker because it hasn't been paid for, and it has to be paid for. You know, you better come and get it within the next 2 weeks.
Right. That really, a lot of the specifics, when Johnny came on board, the records were not well kept. We didn't have an automatic payment system in place for lockers. That was something that was discussed, but primarily it's a membership, tanning, health club.
Okay. So what Ms. McCullough was asking for initially was $160. Is that right?
That's what I have, yes.
Right. That's what she said here. Originally, I told me, you've just paid me $160 for my swimsuit and sneakers. That would be fine. And she's here just for the principle of it, right?
Correct.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $160. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step up. Your Honor, case number 334 on the calendar. In the matter of Berger versus Berger, parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, folks. Have seats.
Mr. Berger, you and the defendant used to be married. You have 2 children together. You've been divorced according to your complaint for 18 years.
Yes, ma'am.
You say that your former wife owes you $302.44, which you claim you overpaid in child support for one of your children. You graduated from high school and the money was taken out of your pay.
Yes, ma'am.
You want her to give you back that money.
Yes, ma'am.
And your former wife says that she used that money for your daughter's graduation, the expenses for graduation, and get over it. Which, quite frankly, considering everything in this world, would be my response to you, too, were you my ex-husband. But since we're not there, I'm going to find out whether there is any merit to your claim, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
You have how many children?
4.
How old are they?
The youngest is 14. The oldest is 24.
Okay, and with the defendant, you have an 18-year-old?
Yes, ma'am.
And?
22-year-old.
So it's only your 18-year-old daughter that we have issue with. Your younger children still live with you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And how much child support were you paying when both children were living with your former wife?
When I was paying for both of them, at the end, it was $300 a week, I think it was.
$300 a week or $300 a month?
Sometimes support was ordered per month. Sometimes it was ordered per week.
You know?
Yes, ma'am. It was $760.
A month?
Yes, ma'am. This is the documentation of all since it's been going through child support enforcement, of how much he's been paying.
Did you ever pay, sir, $1,500 a month for support?
$1,500 a month? No,
yeah.
ma'am.
So when you told me $300, that you were talking about $300 per month, not per week.
Yes, ma'am.
Per month?
It's been sometimes support was ordered per week.
I understand that,
Yes,
but when it was ordered per week, it was never $300 a week.
No, ma'am.
Well, then you made a mistake.
If I said that, then yes, I did.
Yes, you made a mistake. It was never $300 a week. Maybe it was $300 a month.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to find out.
Yes,
I just wanted to find out whether you've been an overindulgent parent.
I've always paid what the court ordered me to pay.
I understand that you've always paid what the court ordered you to pay, sir. I also understand that you've had 2 more children and you've been able to at least contribute to their support also, and you have another family, which is really my question. Your daughter graduated from high school. They took out a payment after she graduated from high school of $300, and you want the money back.
Yes, ma'am.
Explain it to me.
The support was ordered to cease on June the 14th. They took out the full month of June, and I'm just asking for the other 2 weeks that shouldn't have been taken out.
Did you ask your former wife about it?
Yes, ma'am. I sent her.
And what did she say to you?
She said no.
Did she say anything about graduation expenses?
No, ma'am, she did not.
If she said something to you about graduation expenses, you know, the additional money that she had for graduation, for ring, for gown, for whatever. Gown, ring?
Shoes, everything.
Would you have said, sure, it's a one-shot deal?
We could have discussed it, yes, ma'am.
So why didn't you tell him?
I didn't tell him because every time I've tried to explain him, all I get back are nasty letters, and I really just didn't think he would do anything. I mean, he hadn't laid eyes on her in 2 years. So I didn't think he would do anything else.
Judge,
yes.
I've done extra. I bought both of the children a car. That's doing something extra.
That's true.
Yes, ma'am.
That's right, but that wasn't within the last 2 years, and I said 2 years he hasn't laid eyes on
Well, what
her.
happened 2 years ago, Mr. Berger?
I got tired. I mean, I never received phone calls from him. You know, she's changed her phone number. I have tried to call, but the phone number has been changed. I don't know when. Might have been recently. I don't know. I just basically give up.
That's too bad.
Yes, ma'am.
father buy you a car?
He did.
Stand up. Tell me your name.
Stacy Stack.
Stacy. When did he buy you a car?
2.5 years ago.
Did you thank him?
I did.
You still using the car?
No, ma'am.
What happened to it?
We went to go get it inspected, and the family friend that inspected it said that it wasn't good. It was rusted underneath and that it could break down at any time. So we bought a new car.
How long did you use it for?
I used it for about 6 months.
Okay. So before 2 years ago, you had contact with your dad?
Not a lot. I called him. The last time that I've talked to him or seen him was I called him so I can go up there and see him, and then he said okay, and then the day of, or the day before, he came by and said, no, we have to go somewhere else. And they left, and I haven't talked to him or seen him since then.
That sound familiar?
I think something came up at that time. Yes, ma'am.
Can't come up.
Ma'am.
Nothing can come up. Nothing.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Mr. Berger, you're going to get your $302 back.
Yes, ma'am.
You might want to buy something nice for your daughter.
Yes, ma'am.
Maybe have 4 children.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
And later today,
I was told by the 6-year-old that the boyfriend had picked him up by his ears and dropped him to the floor. And so I called DHS because if he'd do this, he might do something worse.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Hayward Berger claims ex-wife Cynthia Berger owes for the return of child support. Hayward says he overpaid by $300.
All very sad. There really is no defense to it. Money was supposed to stop, correct?
According to the papers, yes. When we went to court, before we go in, child support enforcement speaks to me, and they told me that it would continue to the end of the month. He was still obligated to the end of the month. I said, are you sure? Yes, he's obligated to the end of the month. I said, okay. We went in, and the judge said he would stop because he wanted it stopped on her graduation day. And I called child support enforcement again, told them, you know, and they said, no, he's still obligated till the end of the month. So I just, you know.
You took it. The judge makes the order, and the judge said it's supposed to stop on the 14th. How old are you?
18.
When were you 18?
March 13th.
Okay. And the overpayment was $302?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Berger?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to get your $302 back.
Yes, ma'am.
You might want to buy something nice for your daughter, but you're entitled to it back.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, you have 4 children.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Good. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $302.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It seems like when it counts in front of the judge or whatever, she comes off as a good guy and I come off as a bad guy.
Every time he's mad at me, he hasn't seen the children. He didn't take the children. He doesn't buy them presents, and he says it's because of me.
My daughter going by my ex-wife's maiden name shows some of what's been going on, the brainwashing for the kids.
I would have liked him to start seeing us when we were little so we'd get to know him, but we're older now and we know what happened, so.
There's many, many, many trips I've made. It's a 2.5-hour drive from my house to their house to pick the children up.
He's never tried. He cares more about the money than myself or my brother.
I would like to have a relationship with my kids in Richmond and try to mend fences if possible.
Maybe it's hopefully the last thing I see of him. I haven't seen him in 2 years and it really doesn't bother me any.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Isbell versus Espinoza. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Holly Isbell is suing her former friend, 25-year-old nurse's assistant Michelle Espinoza, for unpaid babysitting fees and miscellaneous expenses. Holly says she cared for Michelle's kids while she was in the hospital.
Ms. Isbell, according to your complaint, the defendant was hospitalized.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were contacted to see if you could fill in while she was hospitalized, which was on an emergency basis, to watch her 5 children?
Yes, ma'am.
You agreed to watch her children, and you want to be reimbursed for babysitting services as well as miscellaneous expenses for the children while they were in your care.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Espinoza says the 2 of you were friends. You used to watch each other's children all the time. You filled in for each other. There was never an agreement to pay you for babysitting services, and she doesn't owe you anything. In addition to the babysitting services, it is your claim that the defendant also has embarked on various acts of harassment, and
Yes,
you want
ma'am.
to be compensated for that. How long have the 2 of you been friends?
Probably for about 1.5 years, almost to 2 years.
And you have children?
Yes, I do. I have 3.
How old are your children?
Mine are 12, 6, and 4.
And how old are Miss Espinosa's children?
6, 3, almost 2. She has 2 twins. And then the baby is almost 8 months.
And were there times when the two of you exchanged babysitting services?
I remember one time that she's watched my children, yes.
And was there any payment?
No, there wasn't.
Any other times that you watched her children?
There was payment, yes, ma'am.
Now, when did you go into the hospital?
On the 21st of April.
For what?
For kidney stones.
When did you receive a call, Miss Isbell, that there was need for your service?
I received a call from one of her friends on March 21st. She said that Michelle told her to call me because she needed somebody to watch the kids for a couple of days, that she was going to go in the hospital. And I called the hospital, and they said that she had already been admitted. So they gave me her room number, and she was in pain. She said that they were already giving her pain medicine, and that her fever was really high, and that they didn't know what was really wrong with her at the time, and that it was only going to be for a couple of days. I agreed to watch them for a couple of days.
Fine.
And in that agreement, I said the same arrangement goes as prior. And
No,
agreed.
Miss Isbell, I don't think you said that to her. I think you're a nice lady, and I think that if somebody is saying to you, I'm in the hospital and I have a very high fever and I'm in a lot of pain, I don't think that a nice lady like you would say, well, I'll take care of the children for a couple of days, but you know it's going to be on the same payment arrangement that we had before. I don't think you would say that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So the children were dropped off at your house, and then what happened?
They were dropped off, and what was brought in was a gallon of milk and a few diapers and about a half of baby formula, about this big. And then when I called her at the hospital, because I didn't know how to reach her boyfriend, I said, look, you know, the kids are running out of diapers again.
When did you call her?
The very next day. And she said that she was fixing to have tests, and that she would get a hold of her boyfriend, and that she would bring all the stuff that was needed. Well,
Not she.
Not she, but the boyfriend. Well, he brought over a bag of potato chips, about 7 cans of Cokes, and that was it. And then I noticed bruisings on some of the kids, and just different things that were happening. And the 3-year-old had bruisings on his ears. And then when I called to ask Michelle about that, she said that she hadn't noticed anything about that. And then I was told by the 6-year-old and by the 3-year-old that the boyfriend had picked him up as a punishment by his ears and dropped him to the floor. And so I called DHS because I was scared that if he'd do this, he might do something worse.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Holly Isbell says former friend Michelle Espinosa owes for unpaid babysitting fees. Michelle says there was never an agreement to pay.
Where was the boyfriend for the 4 days?
He works.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a cook.
And did you give her any money for the 4 days that she watched the children? Just not for payment, but for the food that they ate. You know, if it cost her an extra $150 for the 4 days,
When
the children are with you. Let me finish. If it cost you an extra $150, don't you think that it was your responsibility, your boyfriend's responsibility to see to it that she had what she needed for the children?
When I offered her for money or to bring groceries over there, because I can't just give her my food stamp card because I'd get in trouble.
I'm not asking you to give her your food stamp card. Your boyfriend works. I assume that he works for money, not food stamps. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much money did he give her?
None that I know of.
Right. Well, that's not fair.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm the one that packed everything for her kids.
Well, then come up and tell me what you packed. Tell me your name.
And I called her in the beginning.
Tell me your name.
Jessica Flores.
All right, Miss Flores, what did you bring over for the children?
I packed 4 changes of clothes, 3 sleeping clothes.
I'm not talking about clothes.
Okay.
Let's not talk about clothes.
I
She
gave
didn't
her
buy any clothes.
24 diapers for the
24 diapers?
For the baby. And the twins are in diapers. I gave her 50 for the twins.
Mm-hmm.
And when I did the milk, Michelle had the big count, how many ounces, but it's not the 12 ounce. It's like a 32 ounce, and it was brand new. It wasn't even opened. I put that in with the Pampers and a gallon of milk because Michelle told me that's all she wanted.
Is that what she brought over to you?
No, ma'am.
What
It
did
was
she bring
not.
over?
She brought over, now the can size is right, but it was half full. And she did not pack 50 diapers for the twins. It was more like 12.
Do you have a receipt for items that you bought for the children during that time?
I do not, because I only paid once to buy just a really cheap pack of diapers for the twins.
So how much did you pay?
Food was $169.41 because I had to replace everything, you know, because they ate a lot.
Okay,
They didn't get to go to school.
$169.41 for 4 days for 5 children. What else?
And I'm asking for replacement of the mattress or replacement of the bed because her oldest son had wet on the bed for 2 nights and hid it.
Well, how old is he?
He's 6.
Okay. Do you think that it's possible that his mother is in the hospital and he's taken out of his familiar surroundings and he's taken to your house, that he's a little bit agitated, so you're blaming a 6-year-old because he tried to hide the fact that he had had an accident in the bed? Miss Isbell, get it together. And tell me about the harassment.
She would call and she would leave messages on my phone, and I have one tape.
I'd like to hear it.
Holly, I don't appreciate you going to Mission Outreach or Compassion or wherever and using my name to get my children diapers, and when you tell me you paid for them, what kind of Christian person are you? Now, I'm sick of you trying to run around this town and ruin my name or giving me bad trouble. You keep on and you will have trouble yourself, Holly. Now, I'm just a little bit sick and tired of this.
All right, so she's telling you she's angry because you've been saying bad things about her. Go ahead.
But
it's not harassment.
Well, this was because 2 days after, DHS was knocking on my door. And there's another case involving me and my daughter that she knows about. It involves a sexual act that happened to someone, and she knew about it. And
so you think that she called Children's Services to report on you?
I really believe that.
Okay, she may have, but you can't prove it. So far, I think that she has to reimburse you for your expenses with regard to taking care of her children, because I think that that's the right thing to do. And I think that there was probably an implied agreement to take care of your children's necessaries. Now, how much do you think is appropriate to reimburse Miss Isbell for the service that she provided in watching your children for 4 days?
I don't know what she purchased on my children. She went to the Compassion Outreach for diapers that she said she purchased herself.
No, she's not asking for diapers. She's not asking for diapers at all. She spent $169.41. That's what she says she spent
If she
for the children.
spent that, why didn't she ask me for groceries when I asked her to go get them?
Oh, I want you to turn around and look at her. Turn around and look at her. Miss Espinoza, I want you to say the following words. Thank you for taking care of my children when I couldn't and my boyfriend couldn't.
Thank you for taking care of my children when I couldn't and my boyfriend couldn't.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $169.41. Thank you.
Why does our speech when they step out? 9 on the calendar in the matter of Howard versus Yancey. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks have seats, please.
I have 2 cases in this mishmash that I'm going to try to sort out. According to you, Mr. Howard, you and the defendant dated for a while.
Yes, ma'am.
And you have certain complaints against her that date back to December
Yes, ma'am.
of 1999.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
So let's deal with them. First, you claim that your now ex-girlfriend,
Yes, ma'am.
sometime in early December, was angry with you about something and she keyed your car.
Certainly.
Certainly. Then, after she keyed your car, a couple of days later, you had a fight and she vandalized your house.
Right.
And then you complain that in April, you bought her a ring.
Yes, ma'am.
So first she vandalized your car, then she vandalized your house, and then you bought her a ring.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what I'm trying to just follow the scenario here.
Okay.
And you claim that this ring that you purchased for her was not an engagement ring, and there was an agreement with her that she would pay for half of the ring.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's what you want, half of the ring.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tell me the circumstances surrounding her keying your car.
It was about 7:45 in the evening. She called me and said, I'm getting off work. Can you come and get me? So I go out to pick her up. She got in the car, and I said we were probably traveling for probably about 10 or 15 minutes. And out of the middle of nowhere, we're sitting at the red light, and she smacks me. And I'm like, what was that about? And she was like, because I think it was one of her friends indicated to her that they saw somebody in the car with me earlier that day.
Of the female persuasion?
Yes, ma'am. So I said, Chris, what are you talking about? I've been at work all day. What are you talking about? So I proceeded, because I had to go back to my office to pick up one of my employees. So I went back to my office. I got out of my truck. I went into the building. When I came back, one of my employees said, she just keyed your truck.
Well, I can't hear that, sir.
Huh?
Unless you have the employee here, I can't hear what somebody else said.
Okay. And I asked her, I said, did you just key my truck? She said, yeah.
So you asked her?
Yeah, I asked her. And she said, yeah, I keyed your truck.
Why'd you do that?
I didn't, Your Honor.
Did you say you had?
No.
Did you key it a little bit? Now listen, that's not saying he didn't forgive you.
Okay.
Because he might have forgiven you later, because he did buy the rig, right?
Right.
But you have to tell me the truth. Because then if you tell a lie to me once, then I don't believe anything else that you say. Do you understand?
Yes.
Did you key his truck a little bit?
No, Your Honor, I didn't.
Did you have any discussion with him about keying your truck?
No, not that I did it, but we discussed it.
When?
I don't remember the dates or whatnot, but I was driving his truck one day, and I noticed that it was dented and scratched up. And I said, you know, your truck is keyed up. And he said that he had no knowledge of it.
Okay. So after she said, according to you, that yes, she keyed your truck, what did you do?
I was angry about my truck, and I asked her, I said, you know, why do you always tear up my car when you're mad at me? My car doesn't do anything to you. You know what I'm saying?
And did you see her the next day?
As a matter of fact, I did, because I indicated to her, I said, well, my insurance company says if I know who vandalized the truck, then I have to file charges against them, you know? And she was like, well, I can't believe you're going to file charges against me. I'm not going to file charges against you.
So you signed a statement to the insurance company that you didn't know?
I never signed a statement. I didn't even file the claim, Your Honor.
You have pictures of the scratch marks?
As a matter of fact, I don't, because when we went to get them developed, yesterday they exposed them.
So you have no pictures?
No, ma'am, I don't.
You have an estimate?
No, I didn't, because
Fine, then let's move on from the truck. Let's move on to the house.
Okay.
Tell me what happened.
Well, I had some friends that came over. In particular, one of my friends that came over there, she suspected that I was messing around with. And that wasn't necessarily the truth.
Not necessarily?
Not necessarily, no ma'am. Chris had really aggravated me that particular day. So I kind of wanted her to leave. But Chris is one of those people who just would not leave. All right? So I asked another young lady if she would take Chris out the house and go for a ride or whatever. And she said, yeah. So the young lady and Chris left and went for a ride. So I went upstairs to take a shower. Chris came back. She was ringing the doorbell. My instructions to the people who were at my house that particular night was, if Chris comes back, do not let her in. So when they refused to let her in, Chris broke the window.
Did you break the window?
I didn't mean to break the window, Your Honor.
So the answer is you broke the window?
Yes, I did break the window.
And how did you break the window?
Knocking on it. It was this thin window. I was knocking on the window. At first I was ringing the doorbell. As I was knocking on the window, my hand went straight through the window. No cuts or bruises.
Okay. And then what happened?
Chris was pulling off in her car as I was coming downstairs. So we started to clean up all the glass. About 15 minutes later, Chris came back, and she stabbed my back tire out my car.
Did you see her do that?
As a matter of fact, I did, because I couldn't get out the house in time enough before she was able to get back to her car. And I did get back to her car, but she had rolled her window up and took off.
Were you really mad?
I didn't do that, Your Honor.
Didn't slash his tire?
No.
If I might say something, Ashante was a witness to the fact that she did stab my tire.
Step up. Over there. You were there that evening?
Yes, Your Honor.
Tell me, where were you when you saw her slash the tire?
On the couch.
You were sitting on the couch?
Yes, because I heard somebody pull it back up. So I looked out the window because the window was already broken, so we was trying to fix it. She was getting out of her car, running up to the car, stabbing the tire, jumped back in her car and burrowed out. So, yes, Your Honor, she slashed the tire. I was there. I seen that.
Okay, so she slashed your tire.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have it fixed?
Oh, yes, ma'am, I did.
How much did it cost you?
It was approximately $148.47.
So you bought a new tire?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
And you have a bill for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see it, please?
Yes.
Okay, so you forgave her for breaking your window, you forgave her for slashing your tire.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Your Honor, I felt as if it was necessary to forgive her because, in many senses, it was inappropriate for me to have a guest at my house who should not have been there.
They're not necessarily guest.
Right. It was rather inappropriate for me to have her there.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
Where's the ring?
I lost the ring.
Did you buy her a new one?
As a matter of fact, I did, Your Honor.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Corey Howard claims ex-girlfriend Christina Yancey keyed his truck and vandalized his home. Corey also says Christina owes him for the value of a ring.
So let me hear about it.
As far as he's saying about he had a female guest there, there was no one there but my best friend, Shantae, and Mr. Howard.
So what were you angry about? You did go for a ride with this young lady.
I didn't go for a ride anywhere. I stayed there, and then I left. I went to the store. I came back.
And when you came back, they wouldn't let you in.
They wouldn't let me in.
Why do you think they wouldn't let you in?
I have the slightest idea.
You have to have some idea, madam. Otherwise, they're acting in a psychotic fashion.
Well, there was another car. It was the car there. When I left, the car wasn't there. But when I came back, the car was there. It was another car there.
Another car there that you suspected was a woman's car?
I don't know, Your Honor.
Well, that, you know, something must have been going through your mind, madam. You're banging at the door with sufficient force to break a window. They won't let you in the house. You must have been pretty annoyed. He was your boyfriend, right?
You're right.
Okay. Did you ever have a discussion with her about the tire?
As a matter of fact, I did. And
I assume that you did. Yeah. Let me about the discussion about the tire.
Yes. And she said the reason why I cut your tire was because you wouldn't answer the door.
Sounds right.
You know, and
Sounds right. Sounds right. Okay. I have the tire here on your side, sir.
Yes.
Let's get to the ring.
Okay. The very day that she purchased the bracelet that she's wearing right now, she said to me...
You were shopping together?
Yeah, we were shopping together.
Okay, so you went into a jewelry store.
We went into a jewelry store.
That's always dangerous.
Which was owned by one of my friends, okay?
Yes.
And she says, I want to buy... I had given her like $300 that particular day. And she said she...
You gave her $300 in cash?
Yes, ma'am, while we were shopping, because we split up in the mall, so I gave her $300.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. That was nice of you.
I was very nice to her, Your Honor. And what happened was, she came in the jewelry store, and she saw that very bracelet that she's wearing right now, and I says, I can't afford it, I'm buying me a ring. You know, I said, I gave you some money, so you buy it. So she went in her pocket and bought that bracelet. At the time, she says, oh, I want that ring right there. I can't afford that ring. I said, but if you split the cost with me, I will buy the ring. And she agreed to split the cost for the ring.
How much was the ring?
I think the ring was like a wholesale. I got the ring at a wholesale value, so I think it ended up being like $4 something. You know, but the retail value on it was like $1,000.
Okay, what the retail value is. How much did you pay for the ring?
I didn't pay anything, Your Honor. When we met up, he took me to the jewelry store. He had a diamond ring in his hand. He said, do you like this ring? I said, oh, yes, it's beautiful. He was like, do you want it? I was like, yes. He put it on my finger. He paid for the ring.
Well, he says he paid for the ring, but he says that that was sort of extra. He'd given you $300 and you saw something that you liked for over and above. You said you'd split the cost with him.
This is what I saw that I liked it, the tennis bracelet, which was $99.
Right.
I paid for it out the money he bought me.
So you're wearing that, right?
You're
wearing the tennis bracelet. Where's the ring?
I lost the ring. And I told him that.
That's not what she told me, Your Honor. She indicated that she had placed the ring in a jewelry box in her room, and she said that her mother's boyfriend had went into the room and stole the ring when she was not at home. And I said, how did your mom's boyfriend steal the ring when you're not at home?
Did you buy her a new one?
As a matter of fact, I did, Your Honor. As a matter of fact, I did buy her a new one.
What? No, it says that here.
So I went back to my friend Tony and I said, Tony, you know that ring I bought? I said, do you have another one just like it? Well, of course, this ring was a very nice ring.
All right, so you got her another one.
Yes, ma'am.
Where's the other one that he got you?
It's at home, Your Honor.
Uh-huh. She didn't offer to pay for half of that one.
No, she didn't, Your Honor.
All right. All right, so far what I have on your side, sir, it's $148.47. Because if you were really interested in getting half the money back for this original ring that you bought, you wouldn't have bought her another one, right?
No, that's not necessarily true.
Yeah, well, it's necessarily true. So on your side is $148.47 because she slashed your tire. Madam. Okay. that takes care of that case. Now, I want you to stand over there.
Okay.
You to sit down over there. And I would like Miss Catherine Yancey right over there. Party's been sworn?
They've already been sworn, Judge.
Good, thank you. Now, you're her mother.
Yes.
It is your complaint that Mr. Howard vandalized your house and later set it on fire. And that, according to you, happened on the 6th of June.
Yes.
Of 2000. So, let me hear about it.
I came home from a meeting approximately 9:30 in the evening. My daughter told me that Corey Howard came to my house looking for her, said that he broke my front window. He went to the car and got a tire iron or hammer or something and broke the front window. So I was going to the police station to make a report, and he pulls up on a side street. So I pulled next to him to ask him, why does he keep coming to my house? Why does he keep coming around? He said that he wanted everything that he ever bought for that bee. Specifically, he wanted this ring. So I asked her where the ring was. She told me she lost the ring. He said that she told him that my boyfriend stole the ring. And I told him that that was ridiculous. I didn't want to hear anymore because there's no way that my boyfriend would steal a ring.
She's a fibber, you know, your daughter. She's a fibber.
Okay, well, I know my boyfriend would not
No,
steal
I
a ring.
understand that.
So I took off to go to the police station. He followed me on my bumper, you know, trying to intimidate me. We continued to the police station to make the report. When I came home from the police station, my deck had been set on fire. Neighbor across the street said he saw.
Don't tell me what your neighbor across the street said unless that person is here to testify. Step up next to your mother, please. Let me just hear about the broken window.
Well, me and Corey, he called, and he was like, you know, do you want to hook up? And I was like, no. He's like, why? Asking me why, and my phone hung up on him. I was on the porch with my neighbor at the time. He pulled up. I ran in the house because I didn't know what he was going to do.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She says, you didn't have to give me the money for the abortion because my real baby daddy gave me the money for the abortion.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Yancey claims her daughter's ex-boyfriend, Corey Howard, broke into her home and set fire to her deck.
And then what happened?
He's ringing the doorbell. B, come out of here. You better bring your butt out of here. Cussing, just making a lot of ruckus. I'm looking out the window from my room, and I see Corey pop his trunk and get like a tire thing out. He proceeded to walk towards the house with this thing in his hand. At that point, I ran out the back door, over the fence and next door to my neighbor's house. When I was outside, I heard a slash noise. Finally, when he did pull off, I went back to my house next door. My mother's stained glass window was broken.
Did you do that?
No, ma'am, I did not break the window. As a matter of fact, on the particular day that she claims that I broke the window, I was in a staff meeting with all 4 of my sales managers on that particular day.
So you're telling me that not only didn't you break her window, but you didn't see her mother that day either. So her mother's lying too. You didn't even see her mother?
I did see her mom that day.
Driving away from her house?
No, I was not driving away from her house when I saw her mother.
Where were
Okay,
you?
as a matter of fact, maybe I should just tell how all of this originated. I was out on vacation, all right? Christina called me the whole time I was in New Orleans, okay? Christina says, I'm pregnant. I want you to give me $300 to have an abortion. I said, Christina, I'm not giving you anything, okay? First of all, because I'm not the only person you're sleeping with, okay? On this particular day, Christina called me, and she says, I just called you to tell you that you didn't have to give me the money for the abortion because my real baby daddy gave me the money for the abortion. I said, hey, ain't no problem, wasn't no sweat off my back. You understand what I'm saying? Even though I was angry and infuriated, okay, I was just really upset, you know. I passed by her house. I was on the phone with Christina. We got into an argument. I did not break the window. I did not set their house on fire or whatever.
To get a house on fire, there are no witnesses to you setting a house on fire. She says she saw you break the window.
I did not break a window.
Did you bang on her door?
As a matter of fact, I did not, Your Honor, because I never went to her house. I'm not going to lie.
As a matter of fact, okay. How much did it cost you to fix the window?
I haven't had the window fixed yet.
So you have no estimate?
Yeah, I have estimates of the fire damage.
I'm not interested in the fire damage. You have no witnesses with regard to the fire damage.
Okay, what I do have is police reports where my witnesses did give a report to the police.
That's insufficient in court. What's sufficient is that you have a witness.
And I also have phone numbers that they said you may be able to call. Both of the witnesses are there.
No. That's a far too serious issue to make a determination by picking up a phone.
Will you not take the police report with arson report?
Oh, absolutely not. Did they arrest him?
No, they won't arrest him.
Of course they won't arrest him. If you had a witness that the police found believable that witnessed him committing arson, they would have arrested him. Arson is a very, very serious felony. Do you understand? You have an estimate for the window.
It has the fire and the window. Repair front stained glass windows.
Yeah,
yes.
that I'll see.
Judge Judy will continue in a moment.
The stained glass window was $75. Listen, I don't think that either one of you two young people would know the truth if it came up and bit you in the behind. I think that when you come to court and you testify in a court, the judge is supposed to be able to make a determination based on truthfulness. That's a hard thing when it comes to you two. However, I do find, madam, that you slashed his tire, and therefore he is getting the $148 that he spent to fix the tire that you slashed. And I do find, sir, that you broke a window. I can't make a determination that you committed arson, although that would be a really serious crime. But I do find that you did, in fact, break a window, and according to the estimate from our insurance, it's going to cost $75. So in your case, I'm awarding you $75, and on your case, sir, $148.47. Thank you. This case is over.
Parties are excused. You may step out. More parties have been sworn in, Your Honor. You may be seated. Ladies, have seats, please.
Mr. Rivers, according to the complaint that I've read, you and Miss Moore had a relationship, and you have a young child who is either 9 or 10 months old. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
It is your claim that Miss Moore caused you to be arrested for violating a temporary restraining order. That case was later dismissed.
Yes.
And you want her to pay you for the bail that you had to put up when she had you arrested, because you say that you never violated or threatened her to cause you to be arrested.
That's correct.
That's your claim. And Ms. Moore says that you did, in fact, threaten her. She is counterclaiming for some car nonsense that dates back a year or so ago, and also for clothes and furniture of the babies that you kept when there was this argument back in November. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. You were living together in November of the year 2000 when there was an altercation in your home. Is that right?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And at that time, who left the house?
I did.
And the baby remained with you?
Yes.
And then you went to court?
Yes, I did.
To have the baby returned to you?
Yes, I did.
The two of you are currently involved in a custody dispute over the baby. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes, Your Honor. May I add that we did not go to court for her to obtain our daughter. What happened was she went and got a conflicting order that I had already had. I should say she got one just like I had one. And she came to the house, and the police interpreted it as a custody paper, when in fact it was a child protective order, which meant the authorities should have notified the Child Protective Service and removed the child from both of us.
Okay. Now, the judge issued a temporary restraining order at some point after this November incident. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Now, what I want you to do is to tell me when you were arrested for violating the temporary restraining order.
I was arrested, Your Honor, February the 23rd.
I'm asking you.
Oh, my apologies. Oh, February the 9th. My apologies.
February the 9th.
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Moore, I would like you to tell me first, when was the custody case started?
After the restraining orders were filed.
Give me the month.
It was December.
Who went to court to file for custody?
I did, Your Honor.
You did?
Yes.
And that was in December?
No. What happened in December, Your Honor, was we went to a hearing in regards to the 20-day restraining orders that we had previously received. I filed later on. In fact, I filed about a month and a half ago for full custody for my daughter.
Just a second. Was there at the time, prior to February 9th, an issue with regard to custody of the child?
Yes, Your Honor. DCYF was ordered to file dependency charges against me and the mother, and ordered us to be evaluated by a doctor.
Okay, is that matter still pending?
Yes, it is. There's one more visit to the doctor for me and my daughter.
All right. Now, Ms. Moore, on the 8th of February, Mr. Rivers had a visitation day scheduled with his daughter. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
Was that pursuant to a court order?
Yes, it was.
And what was his visitation schedule?
His visitation schedule was supposed to be every other week for an hour.
What day of the week?
They don't set a date because every time they set a date for him to go, he says he can't go that day.
Well, just a minute. But he had a date to go, February 8th.
Yes, he did. They schedule it when he's available.
Fine. Do you work?
No, I don't.
Well, does he work?
No, he doesn't. Not that I know of.
Do you work?
No, Your Honor. I'm facing 3 surgeries, and I'm under doctor's care at this time.
Just a second. So you don't work either?
No, I don't. I can't not work, Your Honor. I had a spinal injury.
How long a period of time had elapsed before February 8th that you did not see your daughter?
Well, I'm not exactly sure, Your Honor. It could have been a week.
Okay.
Or it could have been several weeks because I was having a great deal of difficulty with the Child Protective Service scheduling.
You had visitation scheduled February 8th. Was the visitation supposed to take place in the defendant's house?
No, the visitation was supposed to take place at the Child Protective Agency.
So she was supposed to bring the child to the Child Protective Agency?
No, they had, I guess, a schedule.
How was the child supposed to get to Child Protective for visitation?
There's a worker from DCYF. She comes and she comes to pick up my daughter, and she takes my daughter to DCYF to see him.
And you left the house on the 8th?
Yeah, she called like maybe 2 or 3 weeks ahead of time to tell me about that. And I just I didn't write it down when she told me, and I forgot, and my daughter had I had an appointment to see my daughter's pediatrician about her WIC papers for her milk. So that's why.
Baloney. Baloney. You have 2-3 weeks and you have nothing else to do because you don't work. And if he's supposed to have his hour of visitation, that's an important enough thing to put down, as important as going to get WIC.
I have court dates and doctor's appointments I have to go to.
February 8th. So you weren't there. The worker came, didn't find you there, and according to your statement, what happened?
The next day,
yes,
she came out. She had called me like maybe 10:30 in the morning. She asked could she come see the baby. I said yes, she could. She came in. She seen the baby. We talked for a while. She was telling me what he says, that he wants his visits through a court order or whatever. She wanted to reschedule another visit. After she left, I received a phone call from John. He said, I got you, I'm coming for you, and he hung up. And I immediately called the police after that, right after I hung up from him.
Did he come to your house?
No, he did not. I don't think so. He just called.
What do you mean you don't
up.
think so?
Well, I heard a voice outside the window that sounded like his, but I didn't look out the window. I was on the phone with the police at the time.
Why did you call her the next day?
I never called her, Your Honor. The only people I called was the worker to inform the worker that I needed the worker to look into my daughter. I did not know where my daughter was. I didn't know if my daughter was okay. I want the workers to go out and check on her.
So you're saying that you didn't call her?
Absolutely not, Your Honor.
Well, your phone records would clearly show that. Did anybody look at your phone records?
I would imagine so, the police or my lawyer.
Mr. Rivers, it would be very easy for you to establish that you did not, in fact, place that phone call to her.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, that would be by bringing in your phone records, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you have them?
Well, we don't.
The answer is
I don't
yes
have
or
any
no?
phone records because, Your Honor, where I place my calls are at Crystal's house. And she has an arrangement, I believe, with the phone company where they don't put down that information where you place your calls. Just toll calls, I would imagine.
But Mr. Rivers, it sounds to me as if that's something that you might do, pick up the phone and get angry with her because she didn't bring the child.
Your Honor, I will constantly talk to the workers. If I had a problem with April, it was being dealt with the courts. I had no reason to contact April.
It's very hard for me to make a decision with regard to that, sir, without some proof, and proof can be easily obtained with the phone company. You can, in fact, subpoena the records of the phone company, and they will tell you from your phone, from her phone, from anybody else's phone, whether a phone call was made to her house on the 8th of February.
Well,
Stop.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. John Rivers says the mother of his child, April Moore, had him falsely arrested for violating a restraining order. April says John threatened her.
Now, why was the case dismissed?
She decided to drop the charges, Your Honor, but...
Why is that?
I go in and out of court. I mean, every month for the court. I go in and out of court every other month. I mean, we go every month for the custody of my daughter. I go through so much stuff with him, and I just didn't feel, I mean, the lawyer that I had at the time, because I didn't have a lawyer, I had to go and stand in the line, and I talked to a prosecutor. He advised me that it was best for me to drop the charges because I couldn't prove that he called me.
Right.
So, since I couldn't prove it, I dropped it.
And you really weren't afraid, right?
I was afraid at the time.
Why didn't, you know, I get frustrated when people forget about visitation. I get really frustrated about that.
He cancels his visitations all the time, and it's okay with the courts. But when I really did. I truly.
It's not even bothersome to you. Somebody picks up your daughter and takes your daughter someplace else. You don't even have to look at him. Just have to make her available.
I do. She's available. She's available most of the time. That's one visit that he was there for, and that I couldn't.
How many visits did you, in fact, bring your daughter for?
At least 5 or so.
How many?
Your Honor, I've seen my daughter in the past 6 months 8 times. And according to the courts, if I would have been allowed to see my daughter for the entire 6 months that she was awarded a restraining order for, it would have amounted to 22 hours. And the 6 months expired on the 5th of this month. And I must add, Your Honor, after I was arrested for violating the restraining order, Mrs. Moore came up to my residential area.
What do you mean she came up to your area?
She came up to it's an area called Manton Heights.
What was she doing there? Did she come to your house?
I have no idea what her intentions were to be there, but if she was so fearful of me...
You didn't speak to her?
No, I did not, Your Honor.
Excuse me, Your Honor. I was told that he was not living at... No, you did not see me. I was told that he was not living in Manton Heights anymore. I've been told that many a time, so if I was in the neighborhood, it had nothing to do with him.
I want to get to the counterclaim. Let me hear this nonsense. 1999, you bought a car.
Yes.
And you say it's your car. You say he drove the car, and he took it in for repairs a year and a half ago, right?
Yes.
Pay attention. And the car's still there because you can't get the car out because the repairs are so much. Is that right?
That's right.
And you want him to pay for the repairs?
He said he was going to pay for the repairs.
You want him to pay for the repairs?
Yes, I do.
Is that when you were living together?
Yes, it was.
Next, let's go to the clothes and furniture.
Well, the clothes, I have some of the receipts.
Who bought the clothes?
My mother did. My mother bought the bassinet that he took from my daughter, some of the personal belongings that he did not give back to my daughter. She bought most of this. She spent like at least $185 and stuff. Plus there's stuff from the baby shower that I received that he did not return to me. And he took them in. When the same worker that comes to get my daughter to take to John for the visitations told me that he said that he's not going to give my daughter's items back because the daughter that he has with Crystal, they share things. They share items, and he's not giving them back when my mother bought them.
Has the custody matter been resolved yet?
No, it has not.
Well, until the custody matter is resolved, then whoever is going to have the baby on a full-time basis should have that property. But right now, the baby has grown out of a bassinet. I'm sure a 10-month-old baby doesn't sleep in a bassinet.
Yeah, but at the time, that's when he took it. He took clothes. The only thing they brought her back to me, they didn't bring her back to me with a bottle. They didn't bring her back to me with any milk. She didn't have a bib. Anything.
Who was supporting your family when you were living together?
The state of Rhode Island, Your Honor.
How?
Through a program called FIP, Family Independent Program. It's like welfare, Your Honor. But, Your Honor...
Just a second. So, property that was purchased for the baby, for the most part, was purchased with state money. Is that right?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Just answer my question. Is that right?
No, it's not. My sister gave my mother money. And she gave the money to my mother. I was so upset when I was pregnant because he promised me that he was going to buy the crib, he was going to buy everything for my daughter, and he bought only a couple of items of clothing, and that was it. She didn't have a crib or anything before I was 9 months pregnant. My mother decided to
Let me ask you this question, Miss Moore.
Yes.
What did you expect him to use for money to buy the baby a crib?
He kept promising me that either he could borrow the money from his brother or he had SSI pending. He was supposed to be approved for SSI.
But he didn't get his SSI, so what did you expect him to buy the crib with?
He said that he would get the crib. He was going to get her.
He didn't get it. And right now you have a whole bunch of clothes that even if he has it in his house, it doesn't fit the baby. You have clothes at the house that belong?
Your Honor, the clothes that I have...
Just answer my question.
Your Honor.
The answer is yes.
Yes, Your Honor, that I paid for.
That you paid for?
Yes, and I have the receipts right here, Your Honor.
Okay.
She said I brought a couple of items, you know, but this totals out to a great deal more, Your Honor.
Where did you get the money from?
I borrowed the money, Your Honor.
From whom?
My brother.
Okay. Well, that's possible. You borrowed some money, she borrowed some money because the two of you together didn't have enough money to make a baby. So, what do you want me to do?
When she was able to wear those clothes, there was months for where she was able to wear those clothes.
She's not able to wear them anymore. Some he bought, some with borrowed money, some you bought with borrowed money. That's not why you're here. You certainly wouldn't have brought this countersuit if he hadn't sued you for his bail money back, right?
Well, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know that I
could
sue him for that.
I'm asking you a question. You didn't. I mean, you got a car in storage now for a year and a half. You didn't even know if it's still there.
It's still there when I went back to get the estimate for the car.
Yeah?
It's still there. He put it underneath his name, and he didn't put it underneath my name. They think that he was the owner of the car when he put the car.
Couldn't be in your name because you didn't have a driver's license, according to you. Is that right?
I had got the car registered, but I didn't have a.
You didn't have a driver's license, so you couldn't drive the car.
He didn't have one either.
Terrific. Then you shouldn't have owned a car.
He persuaded me to buy the car. He said that I needed it for school, and he also had it, a favor for his friend.
Listen to me. I have absolutely no intention of ordering him to pay for the repairs on a car that's been sitting for a year and a half. That's your car. None. And as far as the clothes are concerned, I don't know what pajamas or other things that are hanging around, but none of these things that were of an appropriate size in November are an appropriate size now. He says some of the stuff he bought and some of the stuff you bought. What about the bassinet?
Your Honor.
Just answer my question. Who bought the bassinet?
I have no clue who bought the bassinet.
Where is
Your Honor.
it?
She has the bassinet, Your
No,
Honor.
I do not.
The DCYF worker, she came over to the house after she was awarded my child, or our child, my apologies. And I gave the DCYF worker everything from pajamas, bottles.
Just a second.
No, he did not.
Are you telling me that you do not have the bassinet?
Not at all, Your Honor.
Since when?
Since
I mean, because that could be
gave
the only thing that you could use again.
Since
maybe.
I had 2 bassinets at the house, one for both daughters. However,
no.
She has the bassinet, Your Honor. What she did with it, I have no idea.
I don't have any idea either. Listen, you two people can fight up a storm. You have a matter pending for custody. When is your next trial date?
It's been passed. I have to file a motion. I've been representing myself because I can't afford an attorney. Your Honor, if I may say,
you may say nothing. I don't want to hear anything else.
Okay.
What do you mean it's been passed? What does that mean?
It's been passed on the calendar because what happens is that we need the evaluation.
Gotcha. You have an initial evaluation from that case? I'm just curious.
No, we're waiting for doctor to see me. Nothing's been provided to me.
Are you currently under supervision of Child Protective Services?
Yes, I am.
You have a caseworker?
Yes, I do. The same worker that takes my daughter back and forth.
And the worker comes to your house and visits?
Yes, she does.
Is this your only child?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Who do you live with?
My father.
Anybody else?
No, just my father.
Who do you live with?
I live with my roommate, Your Honor.
Who's your roommate? Why was there a sigh there, a hesitation, sir?
Why? Because I wasn't certain if I could use his name.
Uh-huh. Mr. Rivers, I believe that you called her very angry when you didn't get your visitation on February 8th. She may have overreacted when she called the police and said that you violated the order of protection by threatening her, but I believe that you actually called her, so you're not going to get your bail money back. I also believe that on your counterclaim, Ms. Moore, that this car business is old history. He's not paying for the repairs on your car. Forget it. What you want from him for the car is 3 times as much as you paid for the car to begin with. That you both paid
That's
for the car.
Repairs.
I don't care what it is. It's 3 times as much as you paid for the car. You want almost $5,000 to repair a car that you paid $1,000 for. So don't be ridiculous. And as far as the clothes are concerned, they don't fit. Some he bought, some you bought. You both bought them with either borrowed money.
Birchler versus Baker.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Birchler, it is your claim that the defendant, who used to be your boyfriend, owes you money for a loan for bail and then a loan for some car repairs. Mr. Baker says there was never any agreement to pay you back, so there was no contract. Is that right, sir?
Yes, it is.
When were you arrested?
February 12th, 2009.
And what were you arrested for?
Driving unsuspended. And I got picked up because she was on her way to work. And
just a second. You were arrested for driving with a suspended...
But I had a warrant.
You had a warrant?
Yeah.
For what?
For driving unsuspended. And we were on our way to...
We're going to do this my way, sir. I know that it might confuse you, but I like to do things in a linear fashion. You were arrested on February 12th, 2009. 9. Or 2010?
Probably 10. 10.
And the warrant that you were arrested on was because you had been driving without a license.
That's correct.
And you were supposed to appear in court?
Yeah, and I missed my date.
Why did you miss your date?
I didn't know which day it was, and I didn't make it to it.
You don't know what year it is?
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to me you didn't know what day it was. How long were you in jail when they arrested you on February 12th?
4.5 days.
For not having a driver's license?
Well, I had other warrants, too.
Right. Mr. Baker, we got enough aggravation in this country. We don't feed people 3 squares a day because they were driving on a suspended license. What were your other warrants for, sir?
I had 2 driving unsuspended, no insurance, and seatbelt, and then tail light, and that's it.
From how many different traffic stops?
3.
And you forgot all 3 dates, Mr. Baker, that you were supposed to be in court?
Yeah.
You must be a very, very busy man, running a very busy company.
Work a lot.
Doing what?
Well, now I'm going to do construction, but back then I was standing on the side of the road waving to people, Liberty Tax, and dancing.
You were standing on the side of the road waving at people for what?
For Liberty Tax. It's an income tax place. You get your taxes done there. That was just a part-time job.
And what were you doing the rest of your time?
I was doing construction now, but back then that's all I was doing.
Who were you living with?
My parents.
So you weren't doing much of anything. So there was no reason why you didn't go to court for these tickets.
I just missed my dates. Stupid mistake.
And Miss Birch put up $500 towards your bail, right?
She felt sorry for me.
Well...
Because it was her fault I went to jail.
It was. Why don't you try to explain to me the best way you can why it's her fault that you went to jail?
I would have never went to jail if we would have never gotten that little argument, and she smacked me in my face. And then when she smacked me, I threw my hands up, and Mountain Dew went all over, and we were yelling at each other, and then I got out the car and tried to calm the situation down.
And tried to what?
Calm the situation down, make it better.
So you got out of the car after this argument.
Yeah.
And?
I started jogging to work because we were like a mile away from my work. She was supposed to drop me off.
So you were running away from the car?
Yeah, well, I was going to my job.
So you were running away from the car, and what happened?
Security guard saw the whole scene and picked me up.
Police picked you up?
Yeah.
So that's why it was her fault you got arrested and the warrants dropped on you?
I would have never got arrested. We would have never gotten that fight. She would just drop me off my work. The whole situation would be prevented.
So it's her fault?
Pretty much, yeah.
Whose fault is it that you skipped your court dates?
That's my fault, but...
Whose fault is it that you got the tickets?
My fault, but...
Whose fault is it that you didn't have a seatbelt on?
Mine.
Whose fault is it that you were driving twice with a suspended license?
That'd be mine, too.
Well, why does somebody else have to pay for what you did wrong?
Because I wouldn't have got picked up.
Where do you live?
Independence.
Independence?
Missouri.
Missouri? You think that the police in Independence are that stupid that they'd never pick you up on a warrant?
They'd have to find me first.
What's the motto of Missouri?
Live free or die? Show me.
Show me.
Show me state.
Show me state.
The show me state. I knew it was something that I would like. Okay, she put up the bail for you?
Yeah.
And how did she know where you were?
When I was in jail, I called my dad, and she was over at my house. He texted her to tell her that I wanted to talk to her, and she came over to my house.
She came over to your house, and when you called, what did you say to her?
I said hi, and she said hello. And then I asked her. Then I asked her if she would help me out, and she was
Would
like,
help
blah,
you
blah.
out how?
Well, I was stuck in jail, and I needed $1,400, and she just got her income tax. So she was like, blah, we got talking, and she said she was sorry for smacking me, which that's how I figured I got in there. That's the whole time I was thinking that.
Mr. Baker, you got put in jail because you were irresponsible and you had been breaking the law and you had been thumbing your nose at the court system by not showing up for your court dates. That's why you were in jail.
That's not true.
Oh, Mr. Baker, there's one thing to be stupid and there's another thing to appear to be stupid. Don't combine the two. You were in jail because you broke the law, and then you thumbed your nose at the court system by saying, I'm not going to court. And you didn't do that once, you did that 3 times. That's why you were in jail. You weren't in jail because she slapped you. You were in jail because you broke the law. Now do you understand?
No.
Here's your combination.
That's a pretty powerful combo.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do I look like a smart lady to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I look like a smart lady from you? Do you trust me?
Yes.
And later today,
If you're trying to be charming with me, trust me, it's not going to work. Better looking and richer people than you have tried to charm me without success.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Birchler says ex-boyfriend Ryan Baker owes for bail money and attorney fees after he was arrested on an outstanding warrant.
Okay, what do you do, Miss Birchler?
I work at a call center.
You work full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
For how long have you been working full-time?
Since February 15th.
And how old are you?
20.
Did you work prior to that?
Yes, I worked at Macy's.
Worked there for a while?
A couple months. It was a part-time contingent job.
You live at home?
I have my own house. Well, complex.
It's a duplex, but...
Yes, it's a duplex. I'm sorry.
You pay rent?
Yes.
You drive a car?
Yes.
You pay insurance?
It's already paid. Yes, ma'am.
You buy your own clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't need him.
I understand that.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're too young to be desperate. Do you know what I mean? A pretty young 20-year-old who works hard and supports herself.
And my son.
Not desperate. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay. Other than the $500 for bail, what does he owe you for, Miss Birchler?
About a week after I got my tax returns, he asked me if I would help him fix his car, and he said he needed to pay lawyers. That's what I was understanding the money was for. So I told him he could borrow $300 as long as he promised to pay it back.
That's a lie. She didn't let me borrow it.
I don't want to hear you unless I'm looking at you and asking you a question.
This was on March 1st, and I said, as long as you pay me back $700 by...
Where was he supposed to get $700 from?
He was working, and he told me he'd give me his whole entire checks, that he wouldn't keep any of the money. So I was under the impression he might actually pay me back. So I gave him the $300 to help fix his car.
How much did he pay you back?
All in all, he paid about $100 back.
What do you mean about $100? What does that mean?
Well, I mean, he would help me around my house.
I didn't pay her nothing.
Okay.
Didn't pay her anything?
No. And I didn't have a job when she gave me that $300. I was in jail and I lost my job.
So what did you need $300 more for from
to get
Ms.
my
Birchler?
fuel pump and a key ignition made? Because my ex-girlfriend, of course, I got a new girl after I got out of jail, and she was texting her about getting my car fixed. She lost my key.
I don't care. There must be lots of desperation there in Missouri. Stay away from him.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Stay away from him. Don't make any children with him. Don't get involved with him. Do I look like a smart lady to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I look like a smart lady from you? Do you trust me?
Yes.
You escaped. Judge him for the plaintiff in the amount of $800. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I'm quite pleased.
I didn't like it at all.
He had his new girlfriend, text me and let me know that he would not be paying back the money and that I needed to get over myself.
She was texting her, and then after I got the car fixed, she called my phone, and then my girlfriend picked it up and was talking to her.
She called me after that and told me I was a few choice words and that he would not be paying me back.
She didn't ask for any of the money until after I got a new girl.
Not date guys like him.
Don't talk to crazy girls like that.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Van Buskirk versus Shook. Step forward.
Wendy Van Buskirk is suing her former friend, 23-year-old Jonathan Shook, for unpaid rent, bail money, and a loan to buy an engagement ring.
Miss Van Buskirk, the defendant, according to you, was a young man that you took into your house. He was a friend of your son's. He had no place to go. You opened up your home. You took him in, and according to you, he owes you some money.
Yes, ma'am.
Claim he owes you some money for rent, which is not a major deal, but that you loaned him some money to buy an engagement ring.
Yes, ma'am.
And you want that money back.
Yes.
In addition, you bailed him out of jail in the amount of $200. What were you arrested for?
Having kitchen knives, basically, deadly concealed weapon.
A concealed weapon.
A couple of them, yes.
Where do you live?
Waldorf, Maryland, right now.
Where had you been living with the plaintiff?
It's Brandywine, Maryland.
In Maryland?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. When did you move in with her?
I'd say right before the winter of 2008, I believe. I'm not exactly sure.
And where is her son now? You were a friend of her son's.
Right not Ocean City, but Atlantic City.
How long has he been in jail?
About a month.
What is your son in jail for?
Assaulting a police officer,
A couple other things.
A couple other things. I'm not exactly sure, but it's...
Well, he didn't start out just walking up to a police officer and assaulting him. It had to be...
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
And I assume he's incarcerated pre-trial.
Yes.
Does he have bail?
Yes.
How much is his bail?
$1,000.
Did he ask you to bail him out?
Yes, he did.
And why didn't you?
Well, it started off at $7,800. It's been reduced to $1,000, and unfortunately I didn't have the money at first, and I plan on getting him out this Friday.
What was your rental arrangement with the plaintiff?
Well, when I moved in at first, nothing. I didn't have a job. I had nothing, but it,
How old are you?
I'm 23 right now.
How do you make a living? How do you support yourself?
I detail cars right now, and I actually just got a job doing telecommunications.
And what kind of work was her son doing?
At the time, when I moved in, nothing at all.
What did you borrow money from her for?
I didn't.
Did you buy your girlfriend a ring?
Yes, I did.
Where'd you get the money from?
I paid part of it, and she said she was going to give me the rest as a gift to help me out.
How much did she pay?
I'm not exactly sure the exact numbers, but I paid for about half.
The ring was $629.99, and the warranty for the ring was $74.99.
What kind of warranty do you get on a ring?
The warranty is for, you have to take in every 6 months for cleaning, replacing the diamond if it gets lost.
That's some... I won't say that. I'll hear from all the jewelers if I say that that warranty is a ripoff.
Oh, it is.
So I don't want to hear from any jewelers out there. Don't write to me. Don't say bad things. I don't understand a $75 warranty on a ring. Did he put anything towards the ring?
3 payments of $45, Your Honor.
That's not true. I gave her like $300 up front.
No, he did not.
And then I made the payments of $45, and she said the rest was a gift.
If you don't have money, you don't buy a ring.
Well, I understand that.
Well, you shouldn't have bought it.
I had the money that she wanted.
You didn't have the money.
And then she said the rest was a gift.
You didn't have the money.
Not all me.
If you have $300 and you want to buy a ring, find a ring for $300.
That's why
If you had $400...
Find a ring for $400. I
don't think you're cute, as a matter of fact.
I understand.
Just want you to understand that. If you're trying to be charming with me, but trust me, it's not going to work.
No.
Better looking and richer people than you have tried to charm me.
I believe it. I believe it.
Without success.
I believe it.
That didn't require a response.
Okay.
Try taking the hair out of your eyes. You'll see the world better.
All right.
Ma'am.
Don't speak. Sorry. Now, when you were arrested, you had a phone call to make.
Yeah.
Who'd you call?
Called a couple people just to let them know I was locked up, and then next thing I know, I was out of jail.
You never called the plaintiff?
Never talked to her.
How did you find out he was in jail?
Through my daughter-in-law, Nicole.
Through your daughter-in-law?
Yes.
This child is married to your son who's incarcerated?
No. No.
To another son?
Yes.
Okay. How did you find out he was in jail?
I was with him when he got arrested.
What were you all doing?
We were walking down the side of the road trying to keep him from going inside the road.
Explain that to me. Look at me when you explain it to me.
He was just upset, and...
He was upset about what?
I don't exactly remember about what. Something that was stressing him out, and he was just walking in and out of one of the main roads, so we were just walking next to him, making sure he didn't get hurt. Me, Johnny, and a friend of his that was with us.
So he was trying to walk in traffic?
He was just walking in the road. We were walking on the side of the road. He just happened to walk in the road. We were just walking with him down the side of the road.
And?
And the cops ended up coming up saying that he was impeding traffic and he had a whole bunch of knives on him.
Was he high on drugs?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
Well, probably was high on drugs or something if he was impeding traffic. And then they searched him and found these concealed weapons?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, terrific. Now, what did he say when he called you? I assume he called you from jail?
Well, he called Wendy from jail.
Called her?
Yes.
Good. Sit down. She says he called you from jail.
He begged me to get him out of jail. I have a receipt for bail and the bail.
How long were you in jail, Mr. Shoup?
Like 8, 9 hours. Not even that long. They, PG County out in Maryland, they let you out the next morning, or I'd have been let out that night when they paid my bail, but I never...
You used drugs, Mr. Shoup?
Used to.
What was your drug of choice, sir?
Marijuana.
What else?
That's it.
Were you high on the day you were arrested?
Nah, I've been clean for like 4 years now, actually.
Then what were you doing obstructing traffic?
Trying to get my dog out the road at first, and then I dropped knives in the road. They were in a box, and I dropped the box to go chase after the dog in the road. There you go. Once I got the dog back, I went to go get the knives out the road. That's when the state trooper pulled up, and I was walking down the road, and he didn't lock me up that day. He locked me up the next day. It was a confusing situation, and then they dropped the charges after it all was done and over with, so it just didn't make no sense.
I'm staying in Greenwich. Did you call her and ask her to bail you out of jail?
No, ma'am. I don't even know the house number to call her.
You used to live there. How long did you live there?
About a year and a half, but I never used the house phone. I have a cell phone.
You have 10 seconds to tell me about rent, because I'm not actually interested. Go!
He paid $100 a month prior to moving out. He didn't pay for 3 months.
When did you move out of the house?
I'd say around October of last year. I just couldn't stay there no more. And she had said something about, you know, getting the couches and everything out of there, which I didn't understand. It was not my problem. You know, it's her son's bedroom, and we both brought the couches in, and why do I have to take the couches out of the room? They were his couches. He's the one that got bought.
Just give her the money for the ring and your bail. $495 for the ring and $200 for your bail. Perfect.
Okay, Your Honor, this is case number 30 in the matter of Rav Giala versus Roberts.
Thank you.
Get a little tongue-tied now and then. The parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat.
What's your first name?
Jennifer.
How old are you, Jennifer?
I'm 18. I just turned 18 3 days ago.
Order.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you, Mr. Roberts?
23.
What's your first name?
Raymond.
Jennifer, Raymond was your boyfriend.
Yep.
You claim he owes you some money. Not a whole lot of money. $300-some-odd.
Yep.
You said he owes you the money for the following 2 items. You gave him $100 in which to put down as a deposit for the limousine for your senior prom.
That's right.
And you had an argument, and he kept the money, and he didn't take you to the prom. And you acknowledged that you kept the $100.
I guess I did.
And then you say that over the course of your relationship, you sold candy for school, and he took your candy money. And about that, Mr. Roberts says, she took me out for dinner, and we went places together.
That's not true.
I'm just telling you what he says. That's his answer. Then you say that he came to your house when you weren't home with a police officer and took a Christmas gift that he had bought you.
That's right.
Which was?
Supposedly it was a stereo. I did buy a stereo, but it was not a gift.
A stereo that was in her house.
A stereo that was at her house.
And you took that and you want the value of that back, or the stereo back.
Yep.
You say it was a Christmas gift.
Yep, it was.
Now, Raymond says that you owed him money for a Sprint bill.
That's not true.
Just telling you what he says. And that he merely was collecting on that. That's what the $100 was for?
Yeah,
as well as the stereo.
The stereo, no. The stereo was mine. I was taking it back.
And Raymond is counterclaiming, he said, because you and your mother sort of overreacted to a little argument you were having and had him arrested for kidnapping you.
He was never arrested.
Shh. And he was forced to defend these charges temporarily, right?
Right.
How old was she when you started to date her, Raymond?
17.
And how old were you?
At the time I was 22.
Not terrible, not terrific. What did she owe you money for?
She owes me money for the Sprint bill for the 2 months.
Now, how is it that you're paying her Sprint bill?
I have 2 phones, and I let her use one of my other phones. And we agreed that...
Just a minute. You got a phone for yourself.
Yes, I've got
And you
a phone.
gave her a phone.
Yes, under my name.
And when did you do that? How long ago?
I think it might have been sometime in October. I might have gave her the phone, September, October.
She was 17.
Correct.
And you had an agreement with her.
Yes.
And what was your agreement?
That would split the bill in half. I'd pay my half, she'd pay her half.
That's not right.
So what you're telling me is you had a verbal contract with her.
Correct.
You can't.
Can't.
Right. She's not old enough. She's not old enough to make that contract. She has to be 18 in order to make a contract that's valid and binding. So, Raymond, that's one of the downsides of dating a younger woman.
I'm learning that now.
So she owes you diddly.
Okay.
So let's start with, you owe her $100 for the limousine.
Okay.
So $100, Jennifer, is on your side.
Yep.
Now, I don't want to hear about the candy money. I want you to forget the candy money. If you were dumb enough to give him candy money or to spend candy money, I don't want to hear about it. Yes, you want to say something? It sounded like you were winning the candy money.
No, she still has belongings of mine at her house.
I'm not there yet.
Okay.
We are now on the stereo
All right.
that she says was a Christmas present, and you said was just yours.
This is fine.
When did you get the stereo?
Christmas Eve was put in my house, and my mom was actually there. And he actually said to her, you know, this is a Christmas gift. I bought it for her.
And it was in your house starting Christmas time?
Yep.
When did you take it out of the house?
I think it was like March.
So, December to January, January to February, February to March. It was in her house for 3 months.
Correct.
Who do you live with?
My grandparents.
Do you have your own room?
Yes.
You have a stereo?
No.
So if you bought the stereo in December, I assume that that's what the receipt says, that it was purchased in December?
Correct.
What date in December?
The 17th, which she was with me.
If it was purchased in December and you don't have a stereo in your room, why didn't you take it to your house?
I was letting her use it.
Baloney. Let me see the bill. You have the perks of a younger woman, you have to have the plagues of a younger woman. Plague is she's not old enough to make a contract. Okay, so this whole thing cost $189?
Correct.
Where's the stereo now?
At my house.
In your?
In my room.
In your room?
In my room.
Where it would have been from the very beginning if it was bought for you. Now, a couple of other questions just for my own information, sir. What did Jennifer get you for Christmas?
Electric shaver and a couple of shirts.
A couple of shirts?
Yes.
What did you get for Jennifer for Christmas? See what I mean? Got where I'm going?
Yeah.
Raymond? Got where I'm going?
Yes, I do.
Good. So we have $289 on your side, because now Raymond gets it. Right, Raymond?
Yes.
Didn't think fast enough.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get to your counterclaim.
Okay.
You had an argument in the car.
Correct.
What date?
March 5th to be exact.
And the argument was about your being cheap?
If you want to put it that way.
What?
If you want to put it that way.
Well, that's what it was about. You're being cheap. You're mooching off her. I mean, I read the complaint.
No, I wasn't mooching off her. I was just asking her for, you know, simple money for the bill. That's all.
That's what she was complaining. Don't play with paper around me. So you're having the argument in the car.
Correct.
What happened?
We got in a major argument about money, both the Sprint bill and everything. And she said, oh, I'm not going to pay for the bill. I don't have to pay for the bill. You know, I was like, well, you used the phone. You know, I think you should be responsible for the charge if you're going to use the phone. And she said no. And I says, fine. You want to be that way towards me? I will take the limo money, and I'll use that limo money to cover your part of the bill since you want to pay me the money. And we'll take it from there. It'll be fine. Well, from that point on, she decided to call her mother and say I was threatening her. Made a huge big deal out of everything. She said, bring me home, bring me home, bring me home. I said, fine, I'll bring you home. When she told me she wasn't going to pay the bill, when she was on the phone with her mother, I actually called Sprint, and I had the phone shut off right then and there. And I guess that's when her mother panicked and decided to call the state police and the cops, and I had the cops.
That was really stupid of you, Raymond.
Yeah.
Girl is talking to her mother,
yeah.
Right? So her mother knows she's safe, she's well. You pick up your cell phone, and you call Sprint, and you say, cut off the other number?
If that was my phone.
I was...
Listen, don't speak. I'm not talking to you.
All right.
I was not expecting them to shut off right then and there, because I didn't think they could shut off.
What did you say to them to have them shut it off right then and there?
I asked them if they could shut off the service, and no, basically you can't have incoming or outgoing calls.
And they said okay?
They said fine. I didn't think they could do it during a phone call. My mistake.
Well, you found out that they could.
Yeah, I did the hard way.
Tell me what happened. Were you arrested? Were you charged with anything?
No, I was not arrested.
Well, then what happened? So
just
what
an embarrassment of a false restraining order because...
okay, so they took out a restraining order against you?
Took out a restraining order on me a couple days later.
You have a copy of the allegations that you made in the restraining order? Raymond?
Yes.
You ever been arrested before?
A long time ago.
How long ago?
Maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe. Yeah.
Nothing since?
Nothing.
You work? You have
I work.
Nice job?
Decent job.
What do you do?
Actually, I'm training to be a manager at McDonald's right now.
So you're working at McDonald's?
Correct.
Okay. You don't look like a bad guy, Raymond. You don't look like you have a bad temper. Does he have a bad temper?
Oh, yes.
Never touched you, did he?
No.
You have a bad temper?
No.
Huh?
No.
She have a bad temper?
She has her moments. she has her moments that she can
when I'm
flip out.
with you.
Oh.
Well, either you have a temper or you don't have a temper. You understand? Daughter sometimes has a temper?
Yeah.
Sometimes. You think you overreacted to this a little bit?
I don't. I was scared if he shut off my cell phone.
Well, see, Raymond, that was your mistake. Do you understand?
Yes.
That was really your mistake. Aside from the fact that when this happened, she was 17. Dating a minor is an issue. I can imagine how her mother felt. She's talking to her daughter. Her daughter's 17-year-old idiot who's in the car, is having a fight about whatever. And all of a sudden, no, don't speak. And all of a sudden, that conversation is interrupted and she can't get back to her daughter. One day you'll have a daughter. You will understand what that must feel like. You understand?
Yes.
The charges were dropped on this protective order?
Yeah. 2 weeks later on the date that we're supposed to, see if it was going to get extended or not, it got dropped.
Right. Because everybody got cooler. Good. Okay. So, Raymond, next time you'll be smarter. Next time, pick on somebody your own age. You'll be much happier. Look at their birth certificate. Make sure that they're 18 or over before you make a contract with them. Understood?
Understood.
All right, you get $289. $100 for the limo, $189 for his Christmas present that he took back. You, on your counterclaim, get nothing but a good lesson. All right? Thank you very much. Two nice people. Move on with your life. Have a happy life.
Please excuse. You may step out.
He was a very controlling guy, and I just figured put it on national television to see the whole world how controlling he is.
It's okay. It sounds fair. My mistake.
I didn't like him from the beginning because she was only 17.
My mother doesn't know how to stay out of things.
When he wanted her to go somewhere, she had to do it.
She's always trying to tell me what to do.
If he didn't want her to go, she couldn't do it.
Not seeing a 23-year-old again.
I didn't like it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Sarah Borden versus Taylor Marquez. Step forward, please.
19-year-old barista Devin Serra and her boyfriend, Michael Borden, are suing their former roommates, 20-year-old cashier Angela Marquez and her boyfriend, Gary Taylor, for breaking a lease. Angela says she moved out because she was scared to live with Devin.
The two of you decided to lease an apartment with the two of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Leased the apartment when?
December 11th in 2004.
Moved in when?
That same day.
That was fast. How big an apartment?
It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
You're not married?
No.
You're not married?
No,
You're going to have a baby?
Yes.
Well, everything's right. You're all friends, right?
Yes.
When did you move out?
January 28th, 2005.
Okay, and you want 3 months' rent from them?
Yes.
Because you're stuck with the lease?
Yeah.
And you also say that when they moved out, they took some property that didn't belong to them.
Yes, they did.
You'll tell me about that in a minute. And you say you had to move out because she threatened you, and they both told you to go. And you just went. And you couldn't be stressed out because you're pregnant.
Yes, Your Honor.
How old are you?
20.
How old are you?
I'm 20, Your Honor.
Do you have a job?
Yes, ma'am.
What do you work at?
I'm a firefighter.
And you?
Cashier.
Two 20-year-olds having a baby? That would make me nervous.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She grabs the salt and the pepper, she throws it against the wall. She comes after me, in my face, picking up her hands like she was going to come after me and hit me.
Oy, 20 years old and you're having a child.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Devin Serra and her boyfriend Michael Borden claim former roommates Angela Marquez and her boyfriend Gary Taylor owe for breaking a lease.
Okay. Are you still living in the apartment?
Yes, we are.
Do you have new roommates?
Not yet.
How much is the rent?
$865 a month.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a barista.
A what?
A barista.
What's a barista?
I work at Starbucks. Cashier, make drinks.
Yeah, I make burritos.
No, barista. No, really, seriously.
A
what's
barista, yeah.
Is that what it's called, a barista?
Yes.
So you work at Starbucks full-time?
Part-time.
What else do you do?
I'm a student.
How much do you make from working as a barista?
I make $7.20 an hour.
How much do you take home every week?
Every 2 weeks, I make about $200.
And that's what you support yourself on?
Myself, yeah.
And what about you?
Seasonal firefighter.
Seasonal firefighter?
Seasonal firefighter.
What does that mean?
Work with the Forest Service, so I wildland firefighting, just with the summer.
What do you do the rest of the time?
Right now, I'm working as an athletic trainer.
You train people individually or what?
It's with the high school.
How much do you make?
It's $12.66 an hour, and I bring home about $2,000, a little over $2,000 a month.
Okay, so you can afford the rent?
Yes.
Great. You're going to stay in this apartment?
Yes.
Why don't you sign off on the lease?
We did, Your Honor. We tried.
No, you either did or you tried.
We did.
You did sign off
yes.
on the lease.
My fiance had gone to the manager's office and asked for a release form. And we showed it to them, and they said they weren't going to sign us off if we didn't pay the February rent.
You left there because of your own safety, is that right?
Yes.
You had security deposit.
Yes, Your Honor.
How much security deposit did you put down?
$250.
That's for both of you, was the security deposit?
It was actually $450, but in half it was about $225 each on deposit from each couple.
From each couple?
From each couple.
Okay. You moved out January 28th. Why shouldn't you be responsible for February's rent? They certainly couldn't find somebody else in 2 days to rent the apartment.
Because January, I would say the 21st, on January is a Sunday. I had like the last straw with them. I was like in a mood that I couldn't talk to them. I didn't want to just go out there and say stuff. And so finally I told Mike if we could talk. And he said, sure, meet us for dinner here at the house and we'll talk. So we talked about it. We sat there. I went first and I told her how I felt and everybody. And then she went and she said how she felt and whatnot. Well, all of a sudden, she went crazy. She went out of this world. She pulled out of her chair. She started screaming and saying, I'm not happy that you're pregnant. It's not fair that you're pregnant. I had an abortion. I did this and this and this and that. And she's like, it's my fault that I brought you together and you're pregnant. You're going to suffer and you're this and that. And then she just pulls out of her chair. She grabs the salt and the pepper. She throws it against the wall. She goes back to her room screaming and just going crazy. She comes back out of her room throwing stuff, just hitting walls and whatnot. She comes after me. Like she was this close from me, in my face, picking up her hands like she was going to come after me and hit me. Then
what was she saying to you?
Saying that she couldn't take it anymore. She didn't like living with me and Gary, that she hated the fact that I was pregnant, and she had to see me happy. She didn't want to see me happy. And I was like, okay, don't you want to see me happy?
Oy, 20 years old and you're having a child.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Now, why were you upset?
We were all upset.
I assume you were all upset.
Yeah.
Good. I don't want to be upset.
Yeah.
I don't want you to be upset. Where are you living now?
We're living somewhere else now, in another apartment.
They signed off on the lease on January 25th.
That was the date I got the papers, and that was the day I wanted all of us to get the signatures so we can get off the lease.
Did you or did you not sign off on the lease?
We signed it, and they had to sign it. The manager told us, we cannot get you off the lease unless they sign you off because they're still staying there.
Fine. Court will draft an order 5 days from today. Do you all live in the same town?
Yes.
Yes.
Ma'am.
You're all going to meet in the landlord's office, 9 a.m. Sign the release form. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
I am going to award you their share of February's rent because they had an obligation to pay at least 1 month's rent for you to spend that month looking for a new roommate if that's what you wanted to do. I think that that's fair, don't you?
Yes, Your Honor.
When you sign off on the lease, you will also get a check for $250 for your security deposit. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
If you don't go there 5 days from today, I'm giving the plaintiffs the right to come back and ask for a judgment for the remainder of the lease. And they will take it out of your pay. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand the order?
Yes.
Good. Now, let's get to what property you say they took when they moved out.
When they were moved out, they took a lot of belongings and stuff.
Oh,
when they moved
a
out.
lot of belongings doesn't help me, madam.
They took food, they took
I don't
cleaning
care.
supplies.
Are you kidding me or what? Other than food and cleaning supplies.
That's all they took.
I hope you've replaced them. You don't want the food back, do you?
No.
Good. Okay, you understand the order?
Yes, Your Honor.
That's all.
Versus Flick. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Gentlemen, have seats.
Mrs. Flick, the defendant is your soon-to-be former daughter-in-law.
Yes.
Currently married to your son, but I assume that you're in the process of divorcing. Is that right?
Yes.
It is your claim that she owes you money for 2 things. First, some hockey tickets that you paid for that were never delivered. And second, some slashed tires in a car that your son was driving and that you claim the defendant vandalized on 2 separate occasions. How long have they been married?
They've been married since August 13th of 2002.
When did you give her the money for these tickets, these hockey tickets, and why?
In October, they went to a Minnesota Wild, Detroit Red Wings hockey game, and my son is a Detroit Red Wings fan. My son's birthday was in March. He said he wanted to go back. Michaela has had an arrangement with her employer where he would buy hockey tickets and give them to her at cost. These were extremely good seats, but they were still $70 a piece. I agreed because it's my son's birthday to purchase 6 tickets.
Just a second. You agreed with whom?
Michaela.
And you said 6 tickets?
6 tickets.
And who was supposed to go?
Michaela and David, my son David.
Which is David? Raise your hand, David. Okay.
Myself and a friend of mine, My son Neil and his girlfriend.
Okay. So, did you send Michaela a check?
Yes.
Do you have a copy of that check?
I have a check. It's not made out to her. She asked, because the money was going to be deducted from her paycheck, that was money she needed to pay rent. She asked me to make it out to the place she was living at the time.
Is that right so far?
Yes.
Okay. So what happened?
My employer took the money out of my check, and he was going to get the hockey tickets for me. It was taking a long time, and Charlotte was concerned about her not really getting the tickets because her son has done things where he hasn't exactly been honest with her and took money from her before. So during this time, he wanted to start up a home-based business, a web design company. And so December 8th, we went out to Walmart. He bought a whole bunch of stuff, a computer printer, a scanner, ink cartridges.
He bought a lot of stuff, yes.
A lot of stuff. And he took that money.
What money?
The $420. That's what he bought that stuff with.
He can't take the money. The check wasn't made out to him. It was made out to the rental company in October 28th. He can't take this money.
I got the money back from my employer. The employer gave me the money back.
Show me.
I don't have anything
This wasn't,
to show that.
listen to me. So what you're telling me, this is your defense, your employer gave you back the money that he had taken out of your pay to buy the tickets so that you could take your husband shopping for something else.
Yes.
You still owe her the money.
Okay.
Do you understand why? No, but I'm going to explain to you why.
Okay.
You had a contract, verbal, with her. Your contract with her was, I will send you $420,
okay,
and you will purchase these tickets. You cannot unilaterally modify the terms of that contract by contracting with somebody else, even your husband. Aside from the fact that I have a feeling if I ask your husband whether you took the money back from your employer,
He's not going to tell you.
He would say no. Is that right?
Correct.
Right, because you're lying. That's just a lot of who shot John that you're giving me. All right, now let's get to the tire slashing. I just wanted to try to figure out what kind of person you are. Okay? Now here we go. So then we go to the tire slashing.
The first one was January 27th.
Of 2003.
Of 2003. And the second one was February 13th of 2003.
Who saw the incident of the 27th of January 2003?
My son, Neil. Neil, would you come up, please?
Neil, your last name is Flick?
Yes.
Okay. Talk to me.
Okay, it was about 11:15 at night. I was actually waiting for my girlfriend to come over because we kind of go out at night. And I saw my brother and his friend Neil Truitt, who's right there, waiting in a car. They proceeded to leave to go out on their own. And as I was watching, I noticed a celebrity, or it looked like a celebrity as I saw it, by my brother's car.
So they weren't driving your brother's car, they were driving a different car.
Neil was driving his Buick Regal. I saw her car, which was a celebrity, by my brother's car.
Your brother's car was parked?
Yes, it was parked on the street outside of our house. Excuse me.
Okay, go ahead.
And I didn't actually see her slash the tires. I see her actually enter her car, slam the door, and drive down the street.
And this was about 11:15 at night?
Yes, 11:15.
The other witness to that event was Neil Truitt, who was in the car with my son David at the time.
But he didn't see anything?
No, but he was on the phone with her, and she gave him a play-by-play description of what she was doing.
Oh, really? Okay, Mr. Truitt, tell me what happened on the 27th, sir.
See, I just went and purchased a car, so me and Dave were just going to go out driving. And I would say about a half hour after we had been driving around, I had received a call from Kayla, who I was also friends with at the time, and she heard that he was in the car with me. So she said something nasty about him. He said something nasty about her. She managed, I guess, to hear that, and by the way she was talking, it sounded like she might have been inebriated. She's like, well, you know, heck with it, you know, I'm going to go slash his tires, and hangs up. Well, that's why we had went back to his house, because he thought that she was going to really do it. I didn't think she was going to do it. But we stopped by anyway, and we waited just to make sure that she wasn't going to show up. She never showed up, so we left. And she'd called me up about 5 to 10 minutes after we had left. And she goes, well, I'm here now. And I said, where are you? She goes, well, I'm right here, next to Dave's car. And so she goes...
Did she say I'm right next to Dave's car?
She said I'm at the house. So
I'm
I'm
at the house.
assuming.
Well, don't make it up as you're going along. I want to hear exactly what she said to you, sir.
Okay. Apologize. She goes, well, here goes the first one. And you could hear a thud. And she goes, here goes the second one. And then you hear another thud. And she says, okay, I feel better now. And then she hung up.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Within 5 years, can you tell me how old you are?
Around 50.
I'm just thinking about how old I am. I'm also somewhere around 50.
And later today,
She was coming closer towards me. I put my arms up in a defense mode.
She was in my face, and she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back and hit my head on the cement surrounding the parking lot.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Charlotte Flick says her estranged daughter-in-law, Michaela Flick, owes for hockey tickets and for slashing her tires. Michaela says Charlotte is seeking revenge on behalf of her son.
Go ahead.
The only reason that all this stuff is going on is because on December 8th.
Shh, listen to me. I don't care about what you perceive to be the reason. I care about whether you slashed your husband's tires. The answer is either I did.
I didn't.
Or I didn't.
I had just got back in town that night about 10 o'clock p.m. from Minnesota. It was Super Bowl weekend. And I was in the process all night moving from my residence to my mother's house. The second night, I got it.
I didn't get to the second night yet. Can you think of any reason why Mr. Truitt would make up this story?
Yes, I can. December 8th, me and my husband got in a domestic violent dispute where he pushed me and was in mid-swing of a punch where I broke a beer bottle outside his head. We were both arrested for domestic violence.
Yes.
His mother bailed him out. I don't know why, because he's kicked her teeth in before. He has a history of violence. I found out that Neil, after this incident, my best friend of 7 years, was hanging out with Dave. Dave has a coke problem. I was getting on Neil's butt, wondering if he was into that now because he's my best friend and I care about him. Dave has a history of violence and a history of lying. He's done it his whole life. He's ran people over with cars. His little brother had to pry him off me while he was strangling me one time.
So
Dave,
it's the same. So it's
Okay.
And based upon what you're telling me, his brother's testimony is false as well for the same reason.
Yeah, I was not at that house.
For the same reason. And you can't think of anyone else who might slash his tires. Let me ask you this question. Prior to December of 2002, how many times had the tires been slashed on your car?
None.
Never?
Never.
And within 5 years, can you tell me how old you are?
Around 50.
Good. So in 50 years, nobody has ever slashed your tires. I'm just thinking about how old I am. I'm also somewhere around 50. And I, for many, many years, lived in New York City. Nobody ever slashed my tires. Now I'm going to ask you the same question. I know how old you are.
Then it ain't necessary to be said, right?
Yeah. No. That's not necessary. How many times did you have your tires slashed on your car?
Never.
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 So isn't it sort of coincidental that probably we have 100 years over here?
Mm-hmm.
And only after this domestic violence dispute that you had with your soon-to-be former husband do her tires get slashed, not once, but 2 times. Isn't that coincidental?
No.
Well, you may not like the coincidence, but if you understood what the word meant, you would understand that it is coincidental. It is coincidental. You may not like the ramifications of it, but the word that you would use under those circumstances, madam, is coincidental. Let me hear about February 13th, please.
February 13th, which we kind of expected something to happen. That would have been their 6-month anniversary. David went out and got into his car and found out that his tires were slashed at that time. About 5 minutes later, he got a phone call from Michaela.
Well, then I don't want you to tell me about that. He will have to tell me about that. Stand up. Go ahead.
I went out to my car after I was hanging out with a couple of my friends that night, and I got in my car, drove about half a block before both my tires went flat. And I got back home, called the police, and after maybe about 20-25 minutes, she called and just tried to make small talk to basically get me riled up, I would assume.
But she didn't say anything about your tires.
She didn't say anything about the tires, but...
Okay, fine. Get over it.
Okay.
Get over it. You're supposed to act like grown-up, Miss Flick.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
21.
This is your first marriage?
Yes.
You don't celebrate your 6-month anniversary with your soon-to-be ex-husband by slashing his tires.
I was in the bar all night.
Right.
With my brother, who's right here.
Was she there, as she said?
Yes.
Right. Sure she was. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $621.24. That's all. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Michaela has a history of probably 20 destruction of properties.
No, I have 2 destruction of properties, and they're not slashing tires, they're breaking out windows.
Even at the last statement that the defendant made that this was her brother, that would probably be news to her mother or her father because it's not her brother.
She's my adopted sister. If she doesn't want to believe that, then that's her problem.
I think the judge is right when she says she needs to grow up.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Edie versus Nevius. Step forward, please.
24-year-old nanny, Heather Edie, is suing 20-year-old waitress, Jillian Nevius, for assaulting her outside a bar. Jillian says Heather called her a name.
Miss Edie, it is your claim that the defendant assaulted you outside of a bar. You weren't seriously injured, but you want to be compensated for any medical bills that you have and for your discomfort. Ms. Nevius doesn't seem to deny that she was responsible for pushing you. She has an excuse. I'm going to listen to it. And she even at one point said she agreed to give you $150 towards whatever expenses you had. But then there was some sort of a disagreement about how she was going to get the money to you, which resulted in the 2 of you coming to court today. So, when was this bar fight?
It was on the morning of January 27th, 2003.
Which means what time?
1:45, I was leaving the bar.
So it was outside the bar?
Yes, in the parking lot.
Did you know the defendant prior to that evening?
I did know her, but we had never really spoken before then. I just knew she didn't like me.
What made you think she didn't like you?
Rumors, people telling me, and the way
Never
she
listened to
acted.
that.
Well,
Never listened
she
to
also admitted to people that she didn't like me, so.
Shouldn't bother you.
Okay.
So what happened?
I was out celebrating my birthday at a bar, and the defendant was there using a false identification. I was leaving the bar with my friend, and my friend said facetiously, you know, oh, I forgot to say goodbye to Jill. And I answered back with a derogatory name about the defendant, not knowing.
Why did you do that?
Like I said, I had heard all the things that she said about me. She had heard things about me.
So you called her a nasty name?
Yes, I did.
And?
And then I turned around, and she was in my face, and she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back.
She was around you when you called her a nasty name?
I did not know that, though. I was walking out of the door, and she was behind me. And I was talking to my friend at the time.
At some point, you turned around?
Yes, I did.
Well, what caused you to turn around?
Her yelling my friend's name.
And?
And she pushed me down into the bushes. I fell flat on my back and hit my head on the cement surrounding the parking lot.
Okay, and that's the assault that you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
You have a report?
I did not do a police report. I was going to, but we came up with a settlement outside of not using it, and because she was in the bar illegally, underage, I didn't feel that she needed any more trouble. So I didn't do a police report.
Okay. So she agreed to give you $150, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You want to tell me, is anything different about that evening from what she's already told me?
Yes, Your Honor.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
I'm sorry. I'm not laughing. I do want to state my case. On the day it happened, the witness, which did not show up, Danielle, she was our friend, a mutual friend that I've been friends with for about 2 years. Since they started hanging out, she kind of stopped talking to me. They were going to leave, and this is a place that I've gone to with all my work friends, you know, every Sunday for karaoke for probably a good 3 months. I had never been carded there. I know. Okay. So, anyways, I went to go talk to my friend.
Let's get to 1:45 in the morning.
Okay. So everybody was leaving. The 2 of them were leaving. They had said goodbye to everybody except for me. And this was the second time that it had happened. And, you know, as a good friend of mine, I wanted to know. I wanted to get to the bottom of why she wasn't talking to me anymore. So I went out the door to go talk to her. Heather was standing behind her. And I go, hey, Danielle, can I talk to you? And as soon as I walked through the door, she had called me the name. And so I was like, hey, whoa, what, you know, I felt very, you know, I was like, wait a second. I just want to talk to my friend. I want to get to the bottom of it. Me and Heather have known each other. We have been cordial with each other. We've never been friends. But as soon as she called me that, I felt very threatened. And she had been drinking a lot. It was her birthday. We were celebrating. And when it happened, when she called me the name, I put my arms up in a defense mode. And then she was coming closer towards me. And so I did push her because I felt threatened. She was in my personal space.
Okay, so you pushed her and she fell?
Yes, ma'am.
And you agreed to pay her $150?
I did, after I had asked to see some kind of documentation that she had gone to the doctor. That's something that we verbally had stated. I did sign a letter to her because I'm the kind of person that...
I don't care what kind of person you are.
Okay.
Did she agree to pay you if you went to the doctor?
She agreed to pay me so I could go to the doctor. That was what the agreement was for.
Okay.
And I have the letter right here.
Can I see it?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I speak?
I want to look at the letter first,
Okay.
then you can speak. This doesn't say anything about going to the doctor.
No, it doesn't.
No.
Okay. I had written the letter. She had called me many a times. I was in the process of moving. I didn't know what to do. And once I...
You did it!
I know I did.
So do it!
And I had... Okay, so there's more to this story, Your Honor. I have messages on my cell phone, which I didn't get a chance to dub, which I should have, but I didn't get a chance to.
I'm interested what you didn't get a chance to do.
The night that I was supposed to pay her, at the bar that night, her boyfriend did come in and threaten me, and that is why my witness is here. He's been through the whole thing. He was there the time it happened, after it happened, and she fell. I told her that she was faking because the way she fell, Your Honor, I mean, it was...
You signed a note!
Okay.
She gave up the right to call the police and to have you charged with an assault or an attempted assault. You agreed to give her $150 so that wouldn't happen, and you didn't do it. So I don't care what happened with her boyfriend, with your boyfriend. I don't want to hear from either one of them. I hardly want to hear from you. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $150. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Ms. Woods. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Ms. Parks, you and the defendant were engaged to be married. He went off to the military. Your claim is that while he was away, you paid some bills for him. That when he came back from the military, he ended the engagement. You want to be reimbursed for the bills you paid for him, as well as your wedding expenses and a ring that you gave to him.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you become engaged?
July 98.
And when did you go into the military, sir?
September 16th of 98.
Had you been living together?
Yes.
You returned from the military when, sir?
About December.
Of 98?
Yes.
And it's the bills from September to December that you claim you paid for him?
There were others prior to, or after December that I had paid. He went in for course school after basic training.
Is that correct?
December.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and when did you finally terminate the engagement?
May or June of 99.
Now tell me about these bills that you paid for him.
Okay, he moved in with me right before we got engaged. He had his bills forwarded to my parents' address, which we were living, right before he went into the military service. When he went in, the first bill came, and it was kind of hard to contact him. There was no connection.
What bill was that?
The first one was some BMG music bills. They were small, but the big first one was his associate's credit card bill.
AT&T.
Yeah, AT&T, which was $496.78.
So what did you do? You couldn't reach him?
No, I couldn't reach him. I decided to pay it off, and as soon as I could get an email or an address from him, I would write him telling him the bills that I paid off and that I would expect him to pay me back. And I have here a list of the bills that I paid and the letter and his letter returning to me saying that he would pay me back.
How did you get a copy of this letter?
Before he returned to course school, he gathered up all his letters that I gave to him when he was in basic training and had me hold on to them for him.
Okay. So this is what we have, Mr. Woods. You are absolutely correct in your answer when you say that she chose to pay your bills, and she did that voluntarily. She acknowledges that she did that initially, but then you agreed to pay her back.
I was thinking at the time, I mean, I was still very grateful that she did pay him. But I was thinking I was going to come back home, we were going to get married, because we'd also talked about before that, we were going to have the same, our bills were going to be our bills. The money that we made together was going to pay off these bills. I didn't never expect to come home and what happened, happened.
I'm sorry about all my bills that you're getting. You didn't have to pay off the whole thing, just the minimum payment. She didn't have to make the minimum payment. But clearly that's what you had expected. Don't worry, I will give you the money. I will help you with money when I get into a school. because you had some other bills that you were going to pay.
Right.
That they took out. So clearly, you tell her back in October of 1998, okay, that you were going to reimburse her for this money. Relying on what you say here, she continues to pay your bills because you promised to pay her back. Right?
Right.
Now, so that's point number one. Point number two, sir, is that you say that you didn't anticipate that this was going to happen. You anticipated getting married and that your money would be joint money. It would be there as joint money to pay off bills. You wouldn't even think about it. So what do we have now? No engagement, no marriage, your bills are paid with her money. Is that fair?
That's not fair.
So why didn't you start paying her back some money?
I wanted to, but I mean, we were still together at the time. Before we had broken up, I mean, we got in, her parents, or her mom, had gone through all my stuff, and just without me being there, gone through all my papers, all my paperwork, and found letters, and just told me to move everything out of the house the next day.
Found letters to whom?
It was a letter from another female to me that I had met in boot camp, a close friend of mine, and we had gone really close, and what we had in Chicago, we had left in Chicago. I had every intent of coming back home and marrying Terry. And I still had feelings for her, but what I had done in Chicago, I left in Chicago. But her mom had gone through all my stuff, found letters, I mean, even little notebooks, and circled stuff in little notebooks and read and wrote names and words on it. And the next day, they asked me to get all the stuff out of the house. I mean,
so what you're telling me is you had not been faithful while you were in Chicago.
Right.
Her mother noodled around and found that out. So you're blaming her mother. Duh. That's what mothers are supposed to do. You think she wants her daughter to marry somebody who travels a couple of 100 miles away, messes around, and then just wants to forget it? I'm going to forget that. I'm going to come home and be a good boy. Good for you. And smart for you.
Thank you.
I once told one of my children during their engagement, I want you to know something about this time in your life. This is as good as it gets. There's more affection, more interest, more doting than any other time. You have fewer problems during this engagement period. You know, you don't have joint bills and kids and in-laws and everything else that tend to impact on that romance that you have. So if you got a problem now, it's only going to get worse.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You burn letters that you don't want somebody to find.
I learned that.
By the way, did you end up marrying Chicago?
No.
You still with Chicago?
No.
You left it in Chicago.
I haven't talked to her since Chicago.
And later today.
Why did you steal his car?
To get to a different city.
And you didn't have a car?
I got a license.
You have a license, you didn't have a car, so you took his.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Terry Park says ex-fiancé John Woods owes her for paying his bills while he was in the military and for an engagement ring.
Let's get to the wedding bills, because there is no real clear-cut legal decision with regard to the wedding bills. Your wedding dresses, your bridesmaid dresses, and that sort of thing. You think that you have any responsibility whatsoever, at least partial responsibility, for the expenses that she incurred towards the wedding?
No, ma'am.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
Because before we had even broken up completely, I had asked for the ring back. She didn't have to give it back, but she did. And from there, we were still dating afterwards, and we had already planned to push the wedding about a year later.
But she had already taken care of these dresses, David's bridal final payment in October.
Right.
That's before. You're still in Chicago, being unfaithful, while she's paying for the wedding dress. You understand? Mm-hmm. Now, when did you find these letters, these Chicago letters that he wrote to somebody else? In what month?
In June.
In June?
Of 99.
Oh, well, David's bridal was in March of 99. So you're still going full speed ahead with the wedding plans.
Right.
So now I'm going to ask you again. There were certain wedding expenses that she had. Why don't you think you're responsible for at least half of those wedding expenses that she incurred during the time that she really thought that you were going to get married and only you knew that you had been messing around?
Because, I mean, for the bridesmaids' dresses, I always thought that the bridesmaids bought their own dresses. And I
Did they?
All but 3.
What do you mean all but 3?
One had to be shipped out to Texas, and the 3 girls that could not make it to the shop with me, I paid for at that time.
Which they should have paid you in return.
By the way, did you end up marrying Chicago?
No.
You still with Chicago?
No.
You left it in Chicago?
Yes. I haven't talked to her since Chicago.
Okay. Just some words of advice, Mr. Woods. You burn letters that you don't want somebody to find.
I learned that.
Keeping them makes a statement. Okay. He is not responsible for the ring. He is responsible for only half the cost. I believe that that's fair. Half the cost of what you laid out for a wedding that subsequently didn't come off, even if it wasn't his fault. In this case, it was. So I'm deducting that from your total amount of bills that you are submitting, none of which he disputes. He just says he didn't ask you to pay him. He may not have asked you to pay him, but he told you that he would repay you, and based on that, you continued to pay the bills for months after that. So I am not awarding you the full amount of your request, which was some $2,400, but I am awarding you $1,908.20. Judgment for the plaintiff. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Before things happened, our parents were always in our relationship. I mean, personal things, I mean, our sexual relationship. The whole family always knew about it because of her mother.
I wasn't that meddling, but I smelled a rat, so I went looking for evidence. And I did, I found it.
I hurt her bad. I didn't want her to get all the money, but I feel I was responsible for the bills that she paid, so hopefully she's happy with the money she got.
Always listen to your mother.
And now the next case.
All parties on Kramer versus Cornejo. Step forward, please.
16-year-old William Kramer Jr. and his father, William Sr., are suing 15-year-old student Giovanni Cornejo and his mother, San Juana Cornejo. William Jr. says Giovanni stole his CD collection when he stole his car.
Who are you?
I'm his parent, his father.
Why don't you have a seat, please? You're his mother?
Yes.
Why don't you have a seat, please? Mr. Kramer, you went to work, according to your complaint, at 5 p.m. on December 21st?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you parked your car in the parking lot?
Yes.
And the defendant stole your car?
Yes.
You admit that you stole his car?
Yes.
What time did you steal his car?
It was between the hours of 9 to 11, somewhere around there.
Why did you steal his car?
To get to a different city.
Well, where were you going?
Grand Rapids. It was a different city.
And you didn't have a car?
I got a license.
You don't have a license, you didn't have a car, so you took his. Okay. There came a time when you were stopped by the police?
Excuse me?
There came a time when you were stopped by the police?
Yes.
And what time was that?
I don't know. I don't know the times. I didn't know what time was it.
Has your case been disposed of in the criminal court?
No.
What do you mean, no?
What do you mean by
Did you plead guilty?
Yes, I plead guilty.
Then it's been disposed of?
Yes.
Were you placed on probation?
Yes.
For how long?
About 3 months, 4 months.
Was this your first arrest?
Yes.
And according to your complaint, Mr. Kramer, when you got your car back, there was some CDs missing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is that right?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Cornejo says that he stole your car, but not your CDs.
Yes.
When were you notified that they had found your car?
It was about 11 p.m.
And where were you called, at home or at work?
I was at work. The police came and got me, and they escorted me to where the car was.
How far away from your place of employment was it?
It was about 20 minutes away. I don't know exactly the mileage.
And when you got there, did you find Mr. Cornejo there?
Yes.
And your car?
Yes.
Okay, and your car was stopped because of a taillight or something?
Broken headlight.
And you looked at the car at that time, you didn't see anything else missing?
Yes.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is sort of an apology, but I hope you've learned your lesson that you should watch out how you handle your keys the next time.
Your Honor, his keys were right there in the ignition.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 16-year-old William Kramer Jr. says 15-year-old Giovanni Cornejo stole his car and his CD collection.
Mr. Cornejo, from the time you stole this car, I want you to tell me where you went.
Stole the car, and then I went to this gas station, I think in Byron Center.
Yes?
We went to the gas station, and I was on my way to...
You went to the gas station for what?
To put in some gas. He was almost on empty.
Okay.
So
Is that true?
Yes.
Fine. So you went to the gas station,
Yes.
filled up the car.
I didn't fill it up. I put $8 in. And
then where did you go?
From there, I was going through Grand Rapids, and we decided to go to this new mall that they just built.
A new mall. Who's we?
Me and my partner. He was there with me.
Your partner, your business partner?
No, not a business partner, a friend.
So you and your friend decided to go to a mall. Did you in fact go to the mall?
No, we got pulled over before.
So you only made one stop,
Yes.
and the one stop was to put gas in the car.
Yes.
Now, when you got stopped, was your friend in the car with you?
Yes.
Was your friend arrested also?
Yes.
Did you in fact see any of Mr. Kramer's CDs?
I did see one CD. My friend said it was corn. I wasn't sure, so I went with corn. But we threw it back into the back seat, which I didn't find anything else. And we didn't see anything else. He says he ain't seen nothing.
Now, did you have a CD named Corn?
Yes, I did.
Did you find that in the back of the car?
Yes, that was there. It was just empty, loose in the back of the car, in the back seat.
Well, that's what he says. He said he took it and he threw it in the back seat. I assume that you, once you got the car home, you went through an inventory. Is that right?
No, it was pretty late. I got it home around 3, and I went to bed. But the next morning I did.
Was that when you found the CDs missing?
Yes.
Other than the fact that Mr. Cornejo stole your car, do you have any other evidence that he did in fact steal your CDs?
I have an apology here from him.
Can I see it?
Yeah. And there he states he doesn't listen to my...
Let me read it. Just a minute. This is sort of an apology, sort of. You say to Mr. Kramer in your letter of apology, which I assume you were ordered by the court to write?
Yes.
Of course. I love this judge. I have one thing to say to you, is that I hope you've learned your lesson, that you should watch out how you handle your keys the next time.
Your Honor, I didn't mean it as in, like, he was a dummy, he's doing it. I just meant it just because...
Where were his keys?
His keys were right there in the ignition.
That's not too clever. Was his car open?
Yes, it was open.
It was unlocked, but not... Doors weren't open.
But no, it was unlocked?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Kramer, you parked your car in the parking lot and you left the car unlocked. And you were gone from your car for at least several hours before Mr. Cornejo stole your car.
Yes.
Anybody could have gone in the car and taken your CDs, sir.
Yes.
Right?
But in there he says he doesn't listen to my kind of music, so you would have to have seen the CDs in there to check what kind of music.
He saw one. He said he took out a corn... I never heard of that. Do you ever hear of corn?
Yeah.
I must be living on another planet, at least in another millennium.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You, Mr. Kramer, have to learn to be more careful with your property, because it is possible that somebody didn't steal your car, but opened the car door and took your CDs. Now, where were they?
Under the passenger seat.
In a box?
In a case holder.
What do you mean here? I know that my boy didn't take them either.
My friend. I know. He told me that he ain't take them. I ain't see him take them at all.
No, I don't think you took them. I don't think you took them. I think somebody may have taken them, sir. All right, in any event, Mr. Kramer, there is insufficient evidence for me to find that he, in fact, did steal this property, so I must dismiss your complaint. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Sworn in, Judge. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat, please.
Miss Bell, Mr. Fisher was your boyfriend. You're not together anymore, and according to your complaint, he maliciously called the police, told them that you were threatening suicide. They came to your house, they took you to the hospital. You were later released, but you want him to pay the medical bill.
Right.
Mr. Fisher says he was worried. Right?
Yes.
Okay. First tell me, when had you been dating? Over what period of time?
From May of 2002 through December
And when was this telephone call made to the police?
On August 29th.
August 29th of 02?
Yes.
Tell me about it.
That night, Gerald and I had gotten together and we were talking about a previous case. And
previous case of what?
Domestic violence.
What previous case of domestic violence?
The week before, he had thrown a bottle at my car and damaged it, and I made a report to the police.
So you'd had a fight the week before?
It wasn't a fight.
Were you in the car when he threw something at the car?
I was driving away from him, and he was upset, and he threw the bottle. The night of this incident, he was upset that I had done all that, so he tried to bribe me.
You mean he was upset that you had called the police?
Yes. And he was
Where were you when you were having this discussion?
We were at my apartment.
Had you gone out for the evening?
No.
Did you have a date with him that night?
No, we got together that night just to discuss the situation.
Tell me about the discussion.
Through the discussion, he was trying to bribe me into dropping the domestic violence case, and he was telling me that his mother had called the police on me and told them that I had driven through his yard.
Did the police ever come to see you about those calls that were made by his mother?
No, ma'am.
So you don't know anything about it?
That's the only thing I know from what he told me.
And then you called the police on him because he threw a bottle at your car. Did he damage your car?
Yes.
Got together to talk about this incident, and then what happened?
Then I told him that since I hadn't been contacted by the police, I would only want to talk to him after they do and go through court with that. So he was upset he couldn't get another response out of me, and I asked him, are you ready to go home? So I drove him home. And on the way there, it was quiet at first, and then he started telling me, oh, you're nothing without me. You may as well go kill yourself. And so I stopped the car, and I made him get out.
How far away from his house did you make him get out?
Oh, gosh. It was about halfway there.
And about how far away was that from his house?
7 blocks.
Excuse me?
7 blocks.
7 blocks. Thank you very much. Okay, so you let him out, and what's the next thing that happened to you when you got home, Miss Bell?
Before I went to bed, I received a phone call from a dispatcher saying that someone had called on me and that the police would be on the way.
Someone had called on you about what?
A concern that they had had. She didn't exactly explain it to me over the phone.
Okay. Go ahead.
And she told me that also that the police were on their way and that they couldn't find the apartment number.
And the police did arrive?
Yes, they did.
When the police arrived at your apartment, what happened?
They questioned me about the incident in the car. And
in the car, you mean when you dropped him off?
Yes. And I told them everything that happened. And they went ahead and told me that I could either go willingly or I could go forcibly. And I decided to go willingly with them to get evaluated by a doctor because I knew I was fine and I just knew that they would release me. But
and did they?
Yes.
And then you got a bill from the doctor?
Yes.
Can I see the reports that you have from the hospital where you were taken? Thank you. Miss Bell, you admit to the doctor that you did say to him, when he said to you, you're worthless, you're nothing, you admit to the doctor that you said, fine, I'll just go ahead and overdose on ecstasy, that's what you said to him.
Yes.
But you didn't mean it.
I didn't say it to him.
Yes, you did. You told the doctor that you said it to him. The patient admits to the suicide statement of, I will overdose on ecstasy. Doctor has no reason to lie about that.
Yes.
Good. Did he ever choke you to the point of blacking out?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
When was that? Just a second.
Okay. I'm sorry.
It was in June.
Where?
In my apartment.
Say he also hit you many times and you have a scar. Did he do that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever contact the police about that?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I never even thought about it.
Did you do any of those things, Mr. Fisher?
Yes, we did have a once or twice 2 physical conflicts.
Why did you do that, Mr. Fisher?
Okay, first and foremost, Miss Selena Bell is the type of person where she can talk to you at one point and she will drive you to do another. I mean, I am the type of person, I am cool, calm, collected.
Why'd you hit her?
Why? We're in a relationship and she brought other people into a relationship, basically disrespected me and cheating on me, so I got basically fed up with it.
And you hit her?
Yes.
What about the choking her?
I believe we were playing at that time, and as far as the hitting, I hit her in the shoulder, and as far as the choking, she never did black out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I'm somebody that if you feel as if has trotted on your manhood, you just have to stand there and take it and not use your hands. Do we understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Good.
And later today,
The boyfriends took some stuff from their apartment?
Without my knowledge, yes.
But he got into the apartment with your knowledge?
Yes.
So you helped them. They were being nice to you, and they got kicked in the teeth.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Selena Bell claims ex-boyfriend DJ Fisher had her falsely committed to a mental institution. DJ claims she threatened to overdose on ecstasy.
How long did you stay in the hospital, Miss Bell?
Overnight.
And then you were released the next day?
Yes, ma'am.
And your total medical bills were $782,
Yes.
Is that right? Okay, Mr. Fisher, to you. You want to tell me what happened on August 29th?
Yes, situation was me and my
Just look at me, look at me.
Okay. Me and Miss...
Go like this.
All right. Me and Miss Bell had arguments. She didn't see my side of the story, and I didn't see her side of the story. She asked if I wanted to go home. I said, yes, please. As she was taking me home, she stopped and called a friend of hers and asked for some ecstasy pills. While I was still in the car, I felt that was disrespect. So I called her out of her name, called her the B word.
We called her a name. Okay.
She asked me to basically get out the car and walk because she was going to overdose on ecstasy and commit suicide. So I ran to a friend of mine's house who was also a minister at my church, knocked on his door. He wasn't home or didn't answer his door. From his house, I ran all the way home, sprinted home. That's a while. I called the police and was like, you know, my girlfriend's going to kill herself, you know, commit suicide, because she has had a history of ecstasy in the past. They basically went to her apartment and basically took custody of her and flattened her tires and whatnot and took her to a mental hospital. From there, I believe that's where the hospital bill came in at. So me, myself, I was just looking out for her because we were in a relationship.
And you cared about her?
Yeah, of course.
So you had a terrible concern for her?
Yeah,
Is that right?
just like anyone of...
Let me ask you this question, Mr. Fisher. You had sufficient concern for her that, let us say, you were together and she made this statement to you, you would have taken her to the hospital yourself if you were driving, right?
Out of respect, I got out of her car because she made...
No, just pay attention to what I'm saying. Don't try to think of where I'm going, Mr. Fisher, because you're not smart enough. Do you understand? Do you understand? You're not smart enough.
Okay.
Okay. If you had been together in the car and your girlfriend, who you cared a lot about, which is why you ran home and got all out of breath, but if you were in the car together and she made this statement, you would have taken her right to an emergency room yourself, right?
Yes.
And since Miss Bell didn't have insurance, you would have said, you have to take care of her. I'll pay, right?
You said
Right?
I'll pay?
Yeah, sure. You were that concerned.
I don't care about it like that, but...
You don't? Well, that's what I want to know, Mr. Fisher. That's what I'm trying to figure out, sir.
As far as...
If you... I'm speaking.
Okay.
You may be able to interrupt them, but you don't interrupt me.
All right.
Because I'm entitled to disrespect you if you deserve it.
Okay.
You got it?
Yes.
And you can't do anything about it except whine. We understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
I'm somebody that if you feel as if has trotted on your manhood, you just have to stand there and take it and not use your hands. Do we understand each other, Mr. Fisher?
Yes.
Good. Now, so my question to you is, you cared about her enough to call the police and have the police go to her house, but you didn't care enough about her that if you were together and somebody said you have to pay to admit her to the hospital, you wouldn't pay for her, right?
I mean, that's her own thing. If she wants to... I ain't got nothing to do with me anymore.
Well, if it had nothing to do with you, then what did you call the police for, Mr. Fisher?
I felt like that's the only way out, or way to the situation I had.
Did it have anything to do with the fact that she had called the police a couple of weeks earlier on you?
No, it didn't.
No. You were genuinely concerned?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Miss Bell, back to you, madam. This incident happened, according to you, on the 29th of August. And according to you, you and the defendant were boyfriend and girlfriend from May of 2002 until December of 2002. Is that right?
We were on and off.
On and off and on and off means that you were together until December of 2002. Is that right?
Correct.
And why are you here today, madam?
Because I felt like he did this out of retaliation.
Then you should have sued him in September, October. November,
He
December.
told me he was going to help pay for it.
Oh, did he?
Yes.
Well, tell me about that, Miss Bell. That's different.
I would bring it up, tell him that, you know, I just got released from active duty in the military, and, you know, I got released because of this incident. You know, I was security forces, and they don't want me being armed because of this suicidal situation.
Excuse me. May I interrupt, please?
No.
All right.
Would you just get to when he said he would pay the bill?
He would say it a number of times during our relationship.
Okay. You don't have a case for two reasons. First of all, because you did in fact make the statement to him, I'm going to kill myself with ecstasy. You acknowledged that statement to the doctor who examined you. But second and most important is that you continued a relationship with him for 4 months after this incident. 4 months. And if you honestly believe that he had called the police to be vindictive, to be vicious, then I don't see why a normal person would continue a relationship in any event. For both of those reasons, I'm dismissing your case. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I was concerned for her safety. I mean, we were together. Anybody in a relationship would basically support each other.
I'm tired of people messing up my credit, and that's all he was after, is trying to ruin me.
I really don't know why I'm going through this situation, but I'll be all right.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Detweiler versus Davison, step forward, please.
23-year-old student Miranda Detweiler is suing her former friend, 21-year-old stagehand Sandra Davison, for the return of her belongings. Sandra is countersuing for rent and stolen property.
Miss Detweiler, when were you in rehab?
July of 2002.
For how long?
21 days.
What kind of substances were you abusing?
Heroin and other things.
Was it a court-ordered rehab?
No.
When you got out in August?
Yes.
Did you go for follow-up treatment?
Yes.
What kind of treatment?
I'm still going to outpatient therapy, and I have a caseworker, and I go to counseling.
Take methadone?
No, I take Paxil.
According to your complaint, when you got out of rehab, you needed a place to stay. Miss Davidson and her husband, is this your husband, boyfriend?
Ex-boyfriend.
Ex-boyfriend, invited you to come and stay with them.
Yes.
I assume she was a good friend of yours.
Yes.
According to Miss Davidson, there were a couple of conditions for that, and one of the conditions was that you stay away from the ex-boyfriend. Is that right?
Yes.
And get yourself together. There came a time when Miss Davidson told you to leave. She put you out of the house, and you claim she kept some of your property and has not returned your property.
Yes.
Ms. Davidson said you had ample opportunity to take all of your property. She doesn't have any of your property, and she's counterclaiming because she says either you or your boyfriend stole some stuff from her house, and you never paid rent as you had agreed to pay when you moved in.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Miranda Detweiler claims former friend Sandra Davison won't return her belongings. Sandra claims Miranda's ex-boyfriend stole her property and sold it for drugs.
How long did she stay with you?
For about 7 months.
What was the rent agreement?
$50 a week for the whole time she was there.
Was she working when she got out of rehab?
No, ma'am.
So how did you expect her to pay $50 a week?
She was expected to try and find a job to the best of her ability.
So you didn't expect her to pay rent until she found the job?
Yeah.
All right, let's get the whole thing together. When did she finally find a job?
And beginning of December.
So from August until December, she wasn't working?
No.
So how was she going to pay you rent? Right. So that takes care of the rent. You didn't tell her to leave in August, September, October, November, did you?
No, I didn't want to see her go back on the streets and...
Good. I assume that, but for the fact that she filed this lawsuit, you wouldn't have filed a counterclaim for the rent. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So spend my time and energy on things that are important. What kind of things did she steal from your apartment?
She didn't steal it. She had her boyfriend at the time. She snuck him into the house, and he removed property from us and
like what?
Sold it. $900 bass guitar, $150 worth of DVDs, and a $350 PlayStation 2, and sold it for drugs.
When did the boyfriend get out of jail?
I'm not exactly sure.
When did he get out of jail?
A week before Christmas of that year, 2002.
Oh.
This stuff was stolen.
Shh. Week before Christmas.
Yes.
When did he go into jail?
July.
When was your stuff stolen?
January of 2002.
So is what you're telling me before she moved into your apartment, before she was in rehab, she had let somebody in a year before?
No, it was the same year. Her and her boyfriend got kicked out of their apartment. So we told them that they could stay with us. She had a job. She was paying rent, $50 a week. and the boyfriend was supposed to be getting a job. During that time, we gave him a month, and he never got a job, so we told him we wanted him to leave. She was still paying, she was allowed to stay, but we didn't want him around because we knew he was still using drugs. She snuck him into the house numerous times, and once we found out about it, we told her to leave.
Is that right? Just answer the question. Is that right?
Not exactly true.
Close.
Okay.
Was it close?
Close.
The boyfriends took some stuff from their apartment?
Without my knowledge, yes.
He may have taken it without your knowledge, but he got into the apartment with your knowledge.
Yes.
So you helped them. They were being nice to you, and they got kicked in the teeth.
What is not mentioned is that they were friends long before that I met him. He used to live with them at their old apartment.
They put him out. You let him back in. If he took their property and sold it, you're as responsible. Now, what are you kvetching about things that these people didn't return to you?
I have a list of things that she kept of mine. She destroyed a lot of my stuff. She peed on my shoes.
Go ahead.
So there's so many things in here that they're just broken. She took all my liquid stuff and poured it all over my clothes. There was an open beer in my clothes. There was just a lot of, like, all my good stuff she kept. Like my blades and...
What did you do about reimbursing her for all the stuff your boyfriend had stolen?
It's not like it's just my boyfriend. I'm the one who told her about it. She wouldn't have even known I stole it. He stole it. I'm the one who told him he stole it.
What did you do about paying her back for all the stuff that your boyfriend stole with your help?
I shouldn't have to.
Why not?
Because it's not my fault.
Sure it is, honey. Oh, yes, it is. It's your fault. You let him in.
He was staying there.
No, they had put him out. They had put him out. They told you could stay because you were paying rent, but he was still using, so he was out. And then he went back to jail, right?
Yes.
So they were right to put him out.
Yes.
Ms. Detweiler, I wouldn't complain if I were you. Listen, classic example of no good deed goes unpunished. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes.
You're not going to get the value of your stuff back, but I certainly are not going to even listen to the nonsense about somebody spilling a bottle of shampoo in her stuff.
Harris, Washington versus Johnson.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, ma'am. Have a seat.
How old are you?
17.
What's your first name?
Jordan.
Jordan, you're a very tall boy.
Yes.
Woo! 17 years old. How tall are you?
6'6".
Life's not fair. All I wanted to be was 5'4".
All I wanted to do was be rich.
You made it.
Yeah.
Jordan, you play baseball?
Basketball.
Basketball. And this was your coach?
Yes.
Not your coach anymore?
Yes.
And you and your mother are suing him over an iPod?
Correct.
An iPod that Mr. Johnson said he did in fact sell. He's not even sure it belonged to you, but he has some story to tell me that he thinks justifies taking your iPod and selling it, and then he has a counterclaim for certain money that he says he extended to you, Jordan, and some harassment nonsense. So, Mr. Johnson, why don't you tell me about the iPod?
I know very little about the iPod until the incident happened.
Well, you were traveling, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
When were you traveling?
It was in July of 2009.
And you were traveling with the team?
Yes, ma'am.
Jordan was a member of the team?
At that time, yes, ma'am.
You were traveling by bus?
We rented a 12-passenger van.
Is he the tallest one on the team?
At that time, yes, he was.
Where'd you get the iPod from, Jordan?
I bought it from a friend.
What friend?
Caleb.
When did you buy it from Caleb?
Say about March of 09.
How much did you pay him for it?
$300.
Back in March of 09, what were they selling them for in the store?
$400, $450.
Why wouldn't you buy one from the store?
Because my friend was selling it for cheaper.
Where did he get it from?
He got it from the store.
Okay. So tell me, now you're traveling by bus, Mr. Johnson, and what happened?
Well, to make the story right, my witness here can testify as to when the iPod first came in question.
Okay. Who are you?
Tammy Williams.
How do you know these people?
I'm his wife, and I'm the team manager, team mom. I take care of all the tournaments, make all the reservations.
Tell me what you know about this iPod.
I do know that we had got to our destination.
Which was where?
Las Vegas, Nevada. And Jordan approached me and told me that his iPod was missing. I told him, did you check your bag good enough? And Jordan said he did and he couldn't find it. Told him, go check the van. He said, well, maybe someone took it. And I told him, no one took it. So let everyone get their stuff out the van first. Go back and search the van. It's probably in the van. After that, I didn't hear anything about it until a couple of days later. That time I had assumed that Jordan had found it because he never mentioned it anymore.
Okay. Then you can pick it up, Mr. Johnson.
Well, I was made aware of an incident concerning a player having money stolen from him. And so we decided to have a team meeting to try to get to the bottom of what was going on. And during that meeting, it was discovered, which he later admitted to, that Jordan was the perpetrator of stealing the $20 from the
Well, tell
other
me
teammate.
what Jordan said to you at that meeting.
At the initial meeting, when we had everybody, we called it kind of holding court. And so when I confronted Jordan, it was laughed off at like it was a prank. So at that time, I was like, man, give him his money back and be done with it. And that was the last I heard
Jordan,
at that time.
is that correct?
That's incorrect.
Tell me about the $20.
Okay.
Don't look up there. Up there's not going to help you.
Okay, after my iPod was missing for about 2 days, I was upset, and I seen a wallet on the bed, and I looked in it, and there's some money in there. I was upset about the iPod, so I just took I took $20 out of the iPod. I mean, out of the wallet.
Out of one of your teammates' wallets.
Yes, it was just sitting there.
I don't care if it was sitting there or doing a jig. You stole $20 out of his wallet.
Okay.
So, Mr. Johnson, you gave the player the $20?
Actually, my wife gave the player
the $20.
He had been given the opportunity to return that money earlier in the day, and he never would do that. He told me he had left the money in his bag in the room, and I told him I would be going in his bag to retrieve the money to give it back to the player. When I got to the room, there was no money in the bag. So I had to wait till for Jordan to come back from sightseeing to once again have the team meeting again and confront him about the $20.
And what happens at that meeting?
This is when his whole attitude really flipped on me. He, matter of fact, told me that he had no intentions of returning the money. And I was kind of thrown aback, and I asked him, well, why? What's going on? Why would you take your teammate's money? And he said, well, somebody stole my iPod. And I said, Jordan, nobody stole your iPod. I said, I got 12 teenagers pretty much living out of a 12-passenger van. The van is a mess. Did you go down there and search it? He said, no. I said, I'll tell you what, I am going to sleep. I'm tired. I've been coaching all day. I've been driving most of the time. I'm tired. You have till I wake up the next morning to go clean the van out to go get your iPod. If I get down there the next morning and I find that iPod, it belongs to me now because I had to pay the kid the $20 to keep the piece. And I basically told him he sold his iPod for $20.
So you said, I returned the $20 that you stole to the young man. If I go down and find your iPod, the iPod belongs to me.
Yes, ma'am.
And you went down, and lo and behold, what'd you find in the van?
First thing, when I opened the door, I looked under the seat where he was sitting, and there's a beautiful iPod sitting right under the seat where he was sitting at.
So what'd you do with it?
I walked up to the room, pretty upset still. I'm a coach. I get kind of animated. And I told him, I said, look, you got to the next morning when we get back home in Bakersfield. Bring me my $20. Other iPod is mine, and I'll do with it whatever I want to.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Would you think if you saw a wallet sitting over there, you had the right to go into a wallet and take money? No. Of course not. Where do you think he gets that from?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Jordan Washington says his former basketball coach, Devin Johnson, stole his iPod. Devin says he was trying to teach Jordan a lesson, and he is countersuing for an unpaid loan.
Now, Jordan, why didn't you return the $20 to the coach? I believe what he says, that he said to you, I have your iPod. When we get back to Bakersfield, give me the $20 back, because nobody stole your iPod. You just dropped it on the floor. Just give me back the $20, and I'll give you the iPod. Otherwise, I'm going to sell the iPod or do whatever I want to do with it, and I'll pay myself back. Why didn't you just give him back the $20?
I didn't have the $20 at the time.
What'd you do with it?
I already spent it.
On what?
Vegas. It was Vegas. Spent it.
May I say something, Your Honor? And actually, mind you, when he left to leave with us to Vegas, he didn't have his tournament money, and he had no money in his pocket. My wife felt sorry for him and was giving him spending money during that time just to put something in his pocket. So he didn't even have to steal from the boy. It might not have been a lot of money, but it was $10 here, $10 there. And that Jordan, he didn't appreciate that.
Did the Johnsons give you any money when you were traveling?
They gave me approximately $10. They gave me $10 to eat, okay?
Go ahead,
And the
Ms.
team-
Williams.
Actually, Your Honor, I was purchasing him food, as other boys. He wasn't the only one. Some of them had more money than others. When they wanted to go sightsee, I gave him money. I gave that day, over the time, I gave over a couple $100. I'm giving 10 here, 15 here, and buying their meals.
You have some source of revenue from this team?
No.
No, actually, Your Honor, it's just a neighborhood traveling team. I just started to try to help at-risk kids in our community.
How is it funded?
By car washes, and then whatever we don't make up on car wash, we've split amongst the kids, and they have to come up with $20, $25, whatever to travel.
Well, how do you get the van? The van is more than $20, $25.
Through car washes, we kick in some money. You know, we just do what's necessary. Actually, Your Honor, I have a little article and some stuff that has, to show that we've been doing it for 8 years now. We're very serious about trying to make a difference.
How long were you on the team, Jordan?
I say about 3 months.
How long were the other kids on the team?
Since they were young, childhood.
What?
When Jordan told me what had happened, Jordan, I, and a friend had met with Mr. Johnson at the park. We waited till he finished Little League football. He was coaching. And I talked to him about the iPod. He told me what had happened. And he never once brought up that Jordan owed him any money. I asked him for the iPod back. He said that he had sold it. I said, well, you're either going to have to give him the iPod back or the money. And he just basically said, take him to court. And he went on and on about street justice, and I'm from the hood, and this is how we deal with that. And I said, I don't care where you're from. Legally, you're not supposed to hold somebody's property in payment of anything.
You're right.
Excuse me.
Yeah, just a second. You're right. But what I want to know, Ms. Harris, is what did you do and say to your son with regard to stealing this boy's money because he was angry?
I told Jordan he was wrong and he was going to have to accept responsibility.
Did he give the money back?
And no money was ever mentioned to me.
Listen to me. You didn't hear my question, Miss Harris.
Did he give the money back?
Did he give the money back to the boy who he stole it from?
No, he didn't.
Well, you come back to me, Miss Harris, when your son gives back the $20 to the boy who he stole from. You come back to me and ask for some justice from the court. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can't come into a court and say, I stole, but there are no consequences. And somebody who, in effect, took the law into his own hands and decided what an appropriate response would be in his capacity as coach, I think it was wrong. Put your hand down, sir. I think it was wrong. But he doesn't have clean hands. He sort of thinks it was okay because he thought somebody stole his iPod. It was okay for him to steal out of somebody's wallet. Would you think if you saw a wallet sitting over there, you had the right to go into a wallet and take money?
No.
Of course not. Where do you think he gets that from?
He basically was trying to get the iPod back.
No. That had nothing to do with it. You're making excuses for him, Miss Harris. That's an excuse. He just said to me he was mad because he thought somebody stole his iPod, so he was going to steal somebody's money.
Yes.
There were 12 people. I mean, more likely than not, he lost it rather than somebody stealing it. As it happened, that's what happened. He lost it. He found it, but he didn't even bother to look for it. Wasn't right under his nose, so he assumed somebody stole it. But that doesn't give him the right to go and steal somebody's money. So you come to me after your son pays back the $20 to the boy who he stole from. Then I'm going to entertain his case for the return of his iPod. You understand each other, Jordan?
Yes.
Perfect. How long ago did you steal this money?
It was during the trip, July 7th.
You've had almost a year to return the money.
The boy and I made arrangements.
To what?
To where I would have to, help him with his homework. I go to the same high school as he did.
And?
He struggles in a subject, and I help him, and the debt is already paid off. Instead of paying him $20, I helped him on his homework.
Why didn't you pay him back his $20 and help him with his homework anyway?
Your Honor, I find it real funny that he says he helped this man with his homework. Jordan has been in 5 schools in the last 4 years because of academic and failing grades. Caleb is a top-notch student. There's no way this young man is going to help that kid with his homework. He's 50 credits behind in school. I tried to help him out with coaching my football team to earn 10 more credits. He didn't complete that.
Does that sound right, Mr. Washington?
That's not true.
What subjects were you helping Caleb in?
Algebra, math.
Algebra is math.
Oh, yes.
Come to me with proof, sir, that you, in fact, paid back the $20, and I'll hear your claim with regard to the return of your iPod. It is your claim that you advanced some money to Jordan.
Yes, Your Honor.
You can't create a debt with a minor.
I understand that, Your Honor, but...
Unless his mother agreed to repay you.
Can I tell you how that came about?
Absolutely.
During that time, Caleb was living with his father. I had never met the mother until after this incident, okay? When I brought Jordan home, I presented the iPod to his dad. It was not received because there was a question to where he got the iPod from.
What do you mean it wasn't received?
Well, when I tried to give the iPod to his father said, I don't want it because I don't know where my son got it from, and through his investigation, he couldn't find out where he got it from. So he would not take the iPod back. So that's when I decided I had to go ahead and sell it because it was a question. And when can I bring my counterclaim up?
I asked you about it, but you were hell-bent on telling me this story, which isn't as it happened. An interesting story.
Now, when I'm suing for the counterclaim, he didn't have his tournament money. It was agreed upon with I sued his parents that when we returned.
With whom?
Well, at the time it was his father, but I didn't know his mother was involved in his life at the time. So I didn't know, if it was either one. They both, whoever has supposed to have custody of them now. But on top of that,
tournament money, sir, is not unnecessary. It's not food, clothing, or shelter. So you can't hold Miss Harris responsible.
He needed food and shelter while he was in Vegas.
But you didn't make an agreement with her.
Okay.
To take him on a tournament. You made an agreement with his father.
I concede that, no problem. Now, I have another question now that I'm going for harassment because him, his mother, and the boyfriend approached my practice, disrupted my practice, and were claiming about the iPod, and then totally...
You better stop doing that, Miss Harris. Do you understand?
Yes.
Your son is a thief. He stole money. That's what you should be concerned about. I don't know if he stole the iPod. I believe the story Mr. Johnson tells me that his father says, I'm not touching this iPod because I don't know where he got it from. Because certainly I didn't give him $300 for an iPod. And I assume that at the time he was living with his father. Is that right?
No, he was there on summer vacation with his father.
I assume he was living with his father at the time.
Yes.
That's living with. Summer. Do you mean June, July, and August?
Yes.
Okay. So he was living with his father and he wasn't sure. Did you give him $300 for an iPod?
No.
Was he working?
Yes.
Where?
Paper route.
When?
He's been doing the paper route since '07.
And so the money he got from the paper route he used to buy the iPod, is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Did you tell that to your father?
No, my father knew nothing about the iPod.
He says he went to return it.
Until that's the only time he knew about an iPod, me having an iPod.
Huh.
Your Honor, when his father called me and told me about the incident in Vegas, he never mentioned to me about an iPod or about Coach D having his iPod. Him and Coach D are friends. They've known each other for years. And he basically didn't want to get involved because Jordan is his son and the coach is his friend.
Miss Harris, who started this problem?
Jordan, by stealing.
Right. I'm not excusing Mr. Johnson. I think that he did the wrong thing by selling the iPod, if he sold it. But your emphasis should not be on Mr. Johnson. Your emphasis should be on your son's conduct.
Yes, ma'am. He's basically a good kid, and this never happened before.
Fine. If he's basically a good kid and this never happened before, fine. But don't make excuses. And the fact that it sounds to me like Mr. Johnson donates a lot of time to the community to try to do good things, right?
Yes, but it was wrong what he did.
Yes, it was wrong what he did. He didn't steal. He exercised bad judgment with regard to teaching your son a lesson.
Yes.
That's different from stealing. That's different from a conscious act of trying to deprive someone else of their property knowing it's the wrong thing to do. And that's where your emphasis should be. And I suggest you and your son and your boyfriend stay away from Mr. Johnson. And if you want to see me again, you'll come back to see me again, having established to my satisfaction that your son's debt is paid. Do we understand each other?
Yes. Can I say one more thing?